Welcome back to the Saturday Football Show here on DR Sports. What an occasion, ladies and gents, boys and girls, it's going to be today. What a show we have in store for you, a stellar guest as well. The lineup is looking very Ballon d'Or-ish on this Saturday Football Show, if you don't mind me saying. Myself, AGT, we are watching the last seconds between Crystal Palace and Liverpool. The referee should be blowing the whistle any second now. But joining me today, Fuad, Tom, and Neeks in the building.
Hey.
Round of applause to everyone.
Saturday gang, we in the building.
Saturday Football Show is here. Make sure you smash that like button. Get involved in the comments. The chat going crazy right now. Mostly anti-Liverpool. Jealous, I would say, is the key word. There, and the full-time whistle has gone. Vamos! Come on! There we go. Right. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to talk about Liverpool now, and then we'll get into the lineups, etc., for all the 3 o'clock kickoffs. First of all, it's good to have you here, boys.
Thank you.
Always good to be here, man.
To see you. Right, let's talk about Liverpool. What a win that was. Harvey Elliott, the super sub, the player that I've been calling for more starts for, wins it right at the death for Liverpool in the 91st minute. The added time went on to 12 minutes, actually. So composure was needed to see the victory out, but we did it. Another win away from home, which we've been struggling to do. Another win in the 12:30s. 200 goals up now for Mohamed Salah. Round of applause for him, boys.
No.
Hey.
You don't have to like it, but you have to respect it, Neeks. 200
facts.
goals for Liverpool. You have to respect it, man. Come on, bro.
Chelsea
Smash the like button on this video, Liverpool fans, if you're happy about that. Of course, you are still 2 points behind. Actually, we're top of the table right now, but Arsenal, the pressure's now back on them to go and do something at Villa at 5:30. Make sure you comment with all of your thoughts on the game, your standout players, your big moments in the game that changed this for us. Because up until the 75th minute, it wasn't looking good, Fuad. I'll give you that. There was a couple clips going around of me that weren't great to watch for me. But smash that subscribe button to the COP TV if you haven't already. Let's do a little bit of a player ratings, because I feel like today it's deserved. Now that we've got the victory, Alisson in goal, 2 crucial saves. The first one scrambles it off the line after a magical stop from, I think it was Schlupp. It's an unbelievable save, and that is the difference, guys. That's what it comes down to. That's the
standard he sets, though, isn't it? It's like you always say with kind of title-winning goalkeepers, if you like, they win you those 10 points in every season. I think Fergie said that famous quote, and you almost feel like with Alisson, you always have that blanket of security of if something were to ever happen with Van Dijk or Konate in front of him, and today obviously Kwanzaa came in, but you just feel like that security blanket there is always just, iron curtain almost, if you like, with someone like Alisson. And once you get one of those, it gives you the foundation.
Well, that's what wins you trophies. That is the difference. You look at Arsenal, they would be probably way ahead of the pack right now if they had a Alisson in goal. And you look at the clutch save at the end from the Anderson header. Obviously, he didn't save the penalty, but he's celebrating in front of the fans now. He's absolutely loving it. The away cop today was unbelievable. And it's a massive 3 points for Liverpool. Listen, there's some dodgy performances still. But let's get into the player ratings. Alisson, for me, gets a 9. Clean sheet. Sorry, not a clean sheet. Obviously conceded. But I think it was a penalty as well, by the way. But at the same time, that man is just clutch. He does not disappoint 98% of the time. And some really important saves. So he gets a 9 from me. You can tell my voice is going on because I'm at the back end of a cold too, because I've been shouting at this game quite a lot. Right back today, Trent, who was replaced by Joe Gomez in the right back position later on in the game. I'll give Trent an 8.5. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with that one.
That's high,
yeah, I think
I would have, in terms of creative-wise,
he was everywhere.
You've got to say, like what he's able to offer you. I think obviously people will say, defensively or whatever, but I just think he's such a weapon going forward, and what he's able to offer you on that right-hand side, it gives you so much creativity. I mean, this a right back we're talking about, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? It's like you shouldn't be talking about this much creativity from that position, and I think sometimes he does it so frequently, especially this season. I feel like he's playing such a consistent level in that kind of attacking third. It's just almost seen as normal, but today I thought he was really good.
I feel like against low blocks as well, a profile like Trent's is just so key, because being a Chelsea fan, I see us struggle, but Trent provides that variety that just is another factor.
Any type of pass you need, he can play that. Yep. Whether you need that floater to the back, whether you need that grass spinner, whether you need that curler. He's able to kind of
every club in the bag.
There's one that he played with his left foot in the first half.
Yeah,
bro, normally it's a clearance for most defenders. And you're like, no, it's a pass. He meant that.
Yep. Left foot with them Preds, mate. The tongue is doing bits. Pause. In the middle, Quansah surprisingly started the game. I thought it would be Konate, but he gets probably a 6 from me. I mean, he was kind of done by the kind of quick wit and cheekiness from the striker Mateta to kind of get in front of the clearance, and it was a pen. You know, in real time, he's kicked him and he's nicked it in front of him. So I'll give him a 6. He came off, and then next to him, Van Dijk again, fairly quiet game. I don't think there was necessarily loads of really panicky moments for Liverpool today. I think Van Dijk did what he had to do and wasn't troubled enough really to make me give him anything less than an 8.
Ooh,
I'll be honest. Maybe a 7.
Obviously, the penalty was overturned because of the foul, but it's like Quansah, in his case, gives away the penalty.
I know, but it was always a foul. It was always a foul. And do you know what? I genuinely wasn't worried when I watched that goal go, the penalty given, because it's just a clear foul.
It did look like a foul in real time, but when it's not given on the pitch, sometimes you're like, well, is there going to be enough to overturn? But clearly there was when you looked at the replay.
The ref had a look. So he gets us. I'll give him a 7.5. Again, let me know if you agree with that Van Dijk rating. Left back Tsimikas took some poor corners, if I'm honest. Wasn't the best going forward today, but again, defensively up against, I think it was Ayew who actually got sent off. Not many issues today. So again, a tough place to go. The wind is going crazy still now at the stadium, so yeah, it was a tough game going into it, but Tsimikas has definitely come out on top. I'll give him a 7, boys.
Yeah, I think it's
let me know if you agree with that one. In the midfield, Endo started, came off at half time, boys. He's had a really impressive 3-game run. Maybe just a little bit of tiredness. He started the last 3, so I'm not too mad. I'm not going to go in on him.
I think he's struggling in that first half. They seemed to be closing him down a lot. He was losing the ball. Obviously, it was a foul for the penalty, but you could see that incident kind of happening as foul as it was. And I think I don't know, the pace of the game seemed to just get over him. As you said, he's played 3 games in a row. Yeah. And obviously they played midweek, so maybe that has had an impact. But I think, him coming off at half time was the right decision.
6.5. Yeah, maybe even a 6.
Yeah, if I'm honest. I was even saying 6.5.
Do you know what? The midfield today wasn't the starting midfielders anyway. Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. All 3 of them end up coming off, and the game changes, you could argue. So, again, Szoboszlai starts every single game for Liverpool pretty much. Gravenberch just coming in after McAllister's now out injured. I think he'll be back next week for you guys at Anfield. Really looking forward to welcoming you there. But
we won't be there.
I'm going to give them a blanket 6, all 3 of them that started. I don't think they had the best of games. Obviously, put the legs in, run a lot. But it didn't really happen for us until after they went off, which I don't know what that tells you. But
Szoboszlai had a one shot that huge clears with his head. Yeah. But even that might have been going over. It wasn't a great midfield performance.
So that's a blanket 6 for all 3. They all get replaced. Diaz, Nunez and Salah start the game. Salah obviously gets his 200th goal for Liverpool. I mean, potentially going wide the shot. So the dubious goals panel might look at it and say maybe it's an own goal. But at this minute, gets the assist as well. I mean, he just keeps putting the numbers on the board to a point of where you go, well, this is just undeniable now. It's guaranteed every time. So
that's the thing. Listen, I didn't clap. I didn't clap at the beginning when, and I'm not going to clap for a Liverpool.
No, you're in a United
shirt. But I would say that listen, like you said, he's undeniable. The guy is guaranteed. In Liverpool's worst times, worst seasons, he is the one player throughout since he joined to this point. He has never dropped his performance. You might go through runs of form where you're a bit better or you're a bit worse, but he is always delivering, and he's guaranteed 20 goals a season. I think maybe 22 is the lowest that he's got in the league season. Yeah, he's quality, and for him to get the goal and the assist, as much as he can claim the assist, it's just normal Salah.
And outside of it, those involvements, not much was happening really on that right hand side. Again, the midfield got changed and it all seemed to open up, but I think, what can you say? He got a goal and assist, so it's an 8, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's at least
an 8. Definitely.
Wins you the game too.
Yeah.
He was there when you needed him.
That's the most important thing.
But then the moment you needed him, 1-0 down, 15 to play, he pops up with 2 goal contributions.
cash money, as Fuad said. Nunes, I love the boy, but again, probably should have scored a goal or two today. Having said that, maybe that's a little bit harsh. I don't think we had out-and-out chances to really nail him on and say you should be scoring from there. But a half chance, maybe when he should have took the shot of his left foot instead of trying to kind of backheel it with his right. But again, put himself about. I'm looking forward to seeing him starting, hopefully, against Manchester United. I do think he's the kind of player... Well, he scored 2 in this fixture last season, but he needs to, in my opinion, start that game. He gets a 6, though. Nothing special, but the vibes were on point. Celebrating. The hair's a bit loose. We love it. Big up Darwin. But I am still a little bit concerned that he hasn't scored now for 5 or 6 or 7 games. So that has to change. Maybe even start him against USG in the week away, which is a game wrapped up anyway. And then... Luis Diaz scored a really tight offside goal right at the end. Really nice finish. 6.5 probably is about right.
Yeah, I think it was maybe slightly better than Nunes, more impactful, but he was coming deep a lot for the boy.
Yeah, he was.
He could, obviously, his strengths are maybe running off a defender or making those late runs like he nearly got for the goal. Him coming deep and then having to drive for the ball, I think it's just too much, and he wasn't as impactful as we know he can be. So I think 6.15.
Gakpo came on, Elliott came on, Curtis Jones came on, Gomez came on, Konate came on. Is that 5?
That's 5.
That's 5. So all those guys contributed. Javier Elliott. Again, I've been calling for this guy to start sooner and get more minutes. And even off the bench, every time this season, he has come on and at least done something. He's impacted. Yeah. He's got an assist. He's had a strike or he set something up. For him to get the winner today, I think is I'm just buzzing for him because he loves the Liverpool fans and brought out his new boots. They've got a picture of his dog Paisley on the back of them. The New Balance Tekela boots. He sent me a pair. Look very similar to Gus. Cop TV people know about little Gus. But yeah, unbelievable, man. So big up to Harvey Elliott. Wins it for us at the death. Overall, give Liverpool a 7.9 performance.
That's high.
I disagree.
No, it's a great result. Don't get twisted. Going away to Palace, early kick-off, great result. But if we're talking about performance, let's be honest, you didn't really turn up to the game until
I disagree.
So what would you think then?
Because you won 7. Because you won.
So the 0.9 is...
No.
That's nearly 8.
Yeah,
that's nearly 8.
Icing and cherry.
Round
ain't necessary.
Round up.
I disagree because a game where you're not on it and you still come away with a win against a low block away from home.
Palace have been awful.
I'll give it a 7,
good,
but the result is 10 out of 10.
You're top of the league.
Top of the league. Yeah, Liverpool are top of the league. Arsenal, over to you. Go up to Villa and get something. But, again, it's a lovely 3 points and we take it. We absolutely take it. Again, make sure you smash the like button on this video. Comment with your thoughts on that Liverpool game as we go top of the league and subscribe to the channel. Right, let's get back into the comments. A lot of stuff coming through here. A lot of anti-Liverpool bits and
Come
bobs.
on, bring them all in. I want to hear
Luxury says, live ref pool, Liverpool at it again.
I don't think you can put VAR pool on.
I mean, we had 2
ref pool, yeah,
against
maybe.
us, coming from you. Tina says, can Villa take Skivster and be the dark horse of the season? I'm not too sure what Skivester means, but big up to you. Are Villa one of the favourites to win the Conference League under Emery? 100%.
I think the moment that Emery went in there, he was 100% one of the favourites because we know what he does in European competition.
Depends who drops out of Europa. That's all I would say. Because
but this Villa side are playing, obviously it's going to be later in the season, but they're playing so well. Whoever drops out of Europa, they should be dealing with them. It's not going to be Liverpool dropping out of Europa, is it?
Yeah, but I always make the point, it's similar with the Europa League, that a lot of the time it is a team that's dropped out of the Champions League. So I agree, like they very much should be there or thereabouts, but I do think it's good to probably see exactly who's in the pool before kind of
nailing your flag to the mast.
A couple other comments. We are Liverpool. Tra la 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 la, says Naldo. Villa can easily do the double this season. Double's that?
Conference League.
Villa could do that.
Are they in the League Cup still?
I don't think so.
There's talk about a title challenge for Villa, isn't there? I'm not saying it's...
We're going to discuss that at half-time.
Yeah,
don't worry about that. We've got a whole piece planned on that. 11 total cards in that game, says Paul Red.
Only 2 for Liverpool.
Too many.
We control most of the game. Stop the misleading look at the stats, you clowns, says Ayman Recio. I actually don't know which fan you are, actually. LGT. Not quite, mate. WGT today. Yeah, hold that, you sausage. Big win, that. Nunes always offside, says Guna Bean. AGT, what a comeback. Are you doing the big fight live tonight, DR Sports? I don't think so.
No.
We're not.
I don't think so.
I don't think we are. No, sorry about that. Matisse in the house. Shout out to Ma in the chat. He says 40 points or deduct the points. Not too sure. Maybe he's talking about himself.
Chelsea probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. There you go. Cry more. We win, says Kamara. And never feel sorry for Liverpool. Oh no, I'm not reading that one out. You can hold a little. One of them.
Hold this airtime.
Palace was robbed, says Moyes. I'm not too sure about that.
Why
Matisse
were they
also
robbed?
says Palace robbed. Why were they robbed? Yeah,
I'd love to have seen Palace win that game, but I have no idea why anyone would say they were robbed there. It was a red. For me, it was 2 yellows. You know, Liverpool scored the 2 goals. Neither of them were controversial. So maybe that penalty shout, but it was a foul on Endo. So I don't know what that argument is. And I wish he was right. I wish I could say Palace were wrong, but I don't think so.
We win again. Right, this is the Saturday football show, of course. It's not all just about Crystal Palace and Liverpool. We cover all the 3 o'clock kickoffs all up and down the country. Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League, and across Europe as well. So if you're locked in for the next 2 hours, make sure you're sat back, got your popcorn, and you enjoy all of us, hopefully. Anyway, talking to you about the goals going in as they happen live. Let's get into the lineups. The first 3 o'clock, it's the battle of the teams that start with B, Brighton and Burnley. And Verbruggen is in goal for the Seagulls. James Milner, still playing football in 2023. Right back, brilliant to see. Dunk, Van Heck, Baleba, Pascal Gross and Dahoud, fresh back from suspension, I believe. With Adingra, Lallana, João Pedro and Evan Ferguson up front for Brighton. Currently 8th in the league, a win today would see them creep into the top 6 if results do go their way.
They won't.
The away team lines up with Trafford, De Silva, O'Shea, Bayer, Taylor, Odeber, Berge, Brownhill, Goodmanson with Rodriguez, still playing football in 2023, and Amdouni. How are we looking forward to this game then, boys? 3 o'clock kickoff, eh? This is proper football.
A lot of rotation from
Brighton Burnley
there.
draw. I think Burnley's going to get... Oh, I won't say smoked, but I can't see them getting anything.
Have you looked at Brighton's league record in the last 3 months?
I think that didn't they win their last game?
Like 1 win in the past 8 or 9, I think.
It's gone under the radar, but they are slipping away a bit. And
they won midweek against Brentford, which is a good win.
Oh yes, they
make that 2 wins actually. Yeah.
And Burnley
got the win last weekend.
Burnley
against Sheffield United.
It was a very poor team they beat, but I don't know. I can see Burnley getting a point there.
I think the most surprising thing for me is that Burnley, like Luton, look better in the Premier League than Burnley, and I think a lot of people at the start of the season would have had Burnley. If any of those 3 were going to stay up, Burnley more so than Luton or Sheffield United.
Yeah,
I think I can't see anything other than a Brighton win.
Yeah, same. Really I'm going Brighton 2-0.
3-0. I'm going.
I think this is one of those Evan Ferguson days.
Oh yeah,
Fatty's
where
injured,
he releases.
Yes,
they've
got quite a lot of injuries,
while,
quite a few players missing, which is why guys like Lallana, Milner, you're seeing them start. Pascal Gross now, he's probably playing in his 4th different position in 4 different games, so they're really stretched at the moment, but they've still got bits of quality in my opinion.
What are the chats saying with your predictions? 3-2 Brighton, says KGSJ. 2-1 says Ali.
Brighton do concede a lot.
Yes.
So I'm going 3-0 Brighton. Let's get into Manchester United we're talking about now, Tom. Onana, Dalot, the Premier League player of the month. Harry Maguire.
3 clean sheets. He deserved. No, he deserved. Like, I think he played well. Doesn't mean he needs to remain here and get a new contract, but...
Best player in the league all month.
In the month of, was it November? We've got 3 wins, 3 clean sheets.
Never in a month of Sundays.
He's not
How
been
about that?
Like, I'm not saying he's been bad, but to say he's been the best player in the league, I think
there ain't been anyone from Chelsea. Let's go on to the next one.
It's suspect.
At centre-back is Luke Shaw as well, with Reguilon joining him on the left-hand side. Scott McTominay and Sofiane Amrabat. Anthony, Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho and Martial up front. Rashford, Højlund, Varane, Van der Beek, Wan-Bissaka, all on the bench today for Manchester United.
Manu, Palestri as well.
And facing up against them, Neto in goal for Bournemouth, Adam Smith, I believe it is, Sabani, Senesi, Kirkes, definitely not. Lewis Cook, you've got Christie there as well, Semenyo, Justin Kluivert, Tavernier, and Solanke up front for Bournemouth, who's been in good form this season. Is there any chance of an upset today and Manchester United actually win?
Definitely. I think Bournemouth week by week have actually been improved.
They have been.
Iraola was someone who
table.
was struggling first couple of weeks. I was looking at him thinking, is he one of these La Liga tactician frauds? But low key, it's now coming together. You're seeing Semenyo improving week on week. Christie now is playing like a deeper role compared to last season. I think last season he was playing more of a 10. Season he's playing a lot more deeper. Last game he was one of the best players they had. So can Amrabat repeat the same performance he put in midweek? Can McTominay pop up with some goals again? I look at that kind of midfield. And even that defence, you look at it, those are a lot of names that kind of United fans haven't really been able to consistently hang their hat on. Do you know what I mean? So with United, you never know what United you're going to get. And this is both home and away. So I don't doubt.
You know the thing is, it's like because it's Man United and how we've been, they have a chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's it. But for some strange reason, and I shouldn't be because they've given me no reason really. But I'm confident of a win, and I don't think there's been many games this season. I think Luton at home, I was confident of a win, even though we scraped it in the end.
Yeah.
And I think on the back of the performance against Chelsea, how big that result was and actually how good the performance was, despite us missing a load of chances, I can't see us losing to Bournemouth at home. That would just be a real calm down from the midweek. I'm backing
Is that not
us.
typical United?
Yeah, it is so United for you to get a draw today or something because...
I mean, we don't draw, so it's not. We're going to win. It's a win or loss. We won like 9 and lost 5 or something like that.
But I like Ten Hag putting Shaw and Sergio Reguilon there. I think it worked against Chelsea. It completely stifled us on that side, having those two more pacey players. So he's doing it again.
Score predictions?
1-0 to Man United.
I'm going 3-1. 3-1 United.
I'm going 1-0.
That'd be great. We love that.
Who's we?
I'm going 2-1 Bournemouth.
We'd love that even more.
Let us know what your score predictions are in the chat. We'll get through the rest of these lineups and then jump into these 3 o'clocks. Sheffield United at home for the second week in a row. Under their renewed manager, Chris Wilder in goal is Foderingham. Ahmed Hozic, Robinson and Trusty are at the back. Bogle, Hamer, D'Souza Costa, Brooks, Makati, Cameron Archer and Usula up front for the home team. Flecken in goal, Godos, Pinnock, me and Jan out at the back for Burnley. Brentford. Onyeka, Norgard, Baptiste, Wisser, Neil Maupay, who's allergic to scoring goals, and Lewis Potter there. Score predictions?
I think it could be a draw.
Yeah.
No Mbeumo. He's out.
Injured, yeah.
So I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, I think a couple set pieces, and I think Sheffield could get something.
I kind of want Sheff to pick up a point or
Under
3. Under Wilder, but I think Brentford are too good.
No.
Even without Mbeumo.
I think Sheffield will be improved from what they were under Heckingbottom. They'll definitely play with a lot more fight and kind of going forward. Even you were seeing them kind of attacking spurts against Liverpool. Yeah. I know it was kind of coming off Liverpool's own kind of doings, but Archer and McAtee, they're kind of 2 little bright sparks. But I think Wolves should deal with them. Wolves have been unlucky in a lot of games. They've played really well. I just feel like their attack hasn't really been able to fire at points. But if Juan can hit the kind of form, Cunha, we know how busy he can be. Sarabia, obviously, against Spurs, we remember what he did. So
do you mean Brentford?
We're talking Sheffield Brentford. Sheffield Brentford.
Sorry, yeah.
It's Wolves not in the Forest.
Wolves
next one.
Forest,
don't jump ahead of yourself, mate. We'll get on to their lineups now. Jose Sarr in goal. Jose Sarr in goal. Kilman, Dawson, Gomez, Nelson Semedo, Lamina, João Gomez, Bueno, Huang, Mateus and Sarabia. For Wolves, who are on a decent run of form at the minute, currently sitting nice in 13th. Forest, Turner in goal, Bolly, Niakate, Santiago, Nico Williams, Mangala, Kuyate, Toffolo, Elanga, Morgan Gibbs-White and Yates.
One win in the last 11 for them.
Yates is back though.
Well, you look at Forest, they're languishing really, 16th. had a big defeat in the week against Fulham away. There's a lot of pressure on Steve Cooper today, and this will be a bit of a Midlands derby. These two teams don't necessarily like each other, so Forest need the 3 points today, but Hwang especially has been the man in form for Wolves.
Forest in disarray though, 6 changes today. Yates back after having not played in ages, I believe, because of not renewing his contract. And then obviously their owner being in a bit of trouble for littering in midweek. His pass for the game at Craven Cottage was found in a bush in West London, I think in someone's back garden.
Oh, wow.
So their owner at 5-0 down didn't stay to see the end of the game. So Cooper clearly under pressure, but he's been back so far, and big one today for him.
If I remember rightly, he was under pressure last season as well.
Yes.
And there was talk about him
and then he turned it around, which is for me why you shouldn't be hasty. I know this chairman's kind of spent a lot of money, and I know sometimes foreign chairmen, when they come in, they want to just rocket up the league because they've spent money, but football doesn't work like that. Yeah. And I think Stevie Coops, he's kind of built Forest up to be back where they belong in the Premier League, let's be honest. And I think this season there are significantly 3 definite worst teams in them.
Yeah.
So it's almost
I'd agree.
You're guaranteed safety. Sacking Steve Cooper and trying to bring in someone else, I don't feel like it's going to really improve much.
Where's it going to go?
Considering how much overhaul they've had in their squad as well, listen, it's never going to be easy to kind of mesh and gel. Just this season alone, he's probably had 6 or 7 new players thrown into that first team. So, yeah, I would say give him time. He's earned it at least.
I would agree. That's all your 3 o'clock kickoffs. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from, what the scores are going to be in those games. Don't forget, 5:30 today, Aston Villa, Arsenal. A massive opportunity now for Arsenal to go back to the top of the Premier League. But what a hard place to go to. We'll definitely be previewing that one as the show goes on as well. We've got some clips to play from brilliant shows in the week, such as Best of Enemies. We had the weekend preview. We had KG cooking. Abby, are you okay? Fuad, Exy. He was calling Exy last night. And it was an unbelievable weekend and week, really, of sports on DR Sport.
Do you know the worst thing was, I remember coming back from the West Ham game as well. I'm on my way to Services Station, and all I see is KG blowing up my phone. And I said, I know exactly what this is. Right now, there's a stream somewhere, headphones on. Lo and behold, as soon as I got in, check the stream straight away. I was like, yeah, I knew it. Glad I didn't fall for it.
They never miss a trick. But big up to you, KG, nonetheless. His performance of Michael Jackson was quite something, and we'll have a clip of that later on. But boys and girls, ladies and gents, look at that time. It's 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's a Saturday, Neeks.
It's time.
It's time for the Saturday Football Show. Welcome wherever you're watching from around the world. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Shout out to man like Doyle Mills, a.k.a. Freestyle DM, a.k.a. Moppers. He says, top of the league, and Liverpool are. A massive opportunity, as I said, for Arsenal to go back to the top, but you've got to go and beat Villa away. And I would love it. I tell you, I would love it. If Villa can do something there, I would love it.
Quick update from the Bundesliga.
Go on, Tom, what you got for me?
Yeah, Frankfurt beating Bayern, which is pretty big result.
Wow.
Union Berlin beating Gladbach, so getting back into some form after sacking the coach. So
I tell you what, that league this
Harry
season
Kane.
is looking interesting, isn't it? In the Bundesliga. What was the outcome of that game? Did Kane score?
No, it's still going on.
to
Half.
Frankfurt.
Oh, sorry, I thought you
winning.
were chatting like the game had done. No, Kane up front, Sane, Choupo-Moting, Coman, some attacking lineup. That maybe take out Choupo-Moting, but all respect to him, he's done well, had a good career. Well, who am I? I'm sitting here. So,
But is Xabi Alonso going to do the business?
well, they are playing Stuttgart
Listen, man,
tomorrow at
Bundesliga
2:30.
can't trick me, man. I've seen RB Leipzig do this. I saw Dortmund do this all the way to the
2-0
last
Frankfurt.
day of the season.
Bottled that.
2-0 Frankfurt.
We've got a goal.
I'm still not
Neeks.
believing it, man. I've seen Bayern do crazier comebacks. I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
Until
2-0 Frankfurt
34
by
games are complete in that league, and he's holding a plate over his head.
Yeah.
Junior Dina Ebimbe scores the second goal for Frankfurt. But as you said, last season, Dortmund was supposed to win it. Bayern ended up with 68 points. The league was a loss by the last game of the season. And somehow, the Bundesliga conspired to give Bayern another title. So, as you said,
10 in a row.
10 in a row.
Until someone else is lifting that.
Respect yourselves. Stand up.
But they only had themselves to blame, at
Of
home
course,
to
of
a
course.
mid-table team, last day of the season. You've got to do the
But
business.
it's the history of the
They
Bundesliga.
didn't play Jude Bellingham that game as well, I remember. And he was on the bench. I was like, if he's fit enough to be on the bench, he should be playing. Like, title game. It could have been his final game as well for the club. I'm like,
I forgot to do what I always do on the Saturday Football Show, but we can do it now because there hasn't been a goal. Name and minute of the first goal we will see in the 3 o'clock kickoffs. In the comments, you know what to do if you watch the show regularly. Can I get, who have we got today? Onana own goal after 3 minutes.
I'm saying Dominic Solanke, 4 minutes.
4 minutes? You're going that early?
Bruno Fernandes, 5 minutes.
Early ones today.
I'm going to say Scott McTominay, 24th minute.
Oh, we've all gone the same game.
No, I'm going Evan Ferguson, 7 minutes.
Okay.
That's a decent shout, you know.
That's
a decent shout.
Interesting point on Brighton that I saw earlier this week. They haven't kept a single clean sheet this season.
Wow.
That might be the cause of their problems,
That's crazy.
Yeah. No.
Struggling on the low block.
Oh my goodness me.
I thought that might have been a penalty.
Talk to us of what's happening at Old Trafford. Is it a nervy start for United?
Yeah, there was a back pass. It's in the first one from Shaw. It was a bit short. Onana comes out for it. Solanke, I think, is closing it down. Gets there first, but fortunately, Onana doesn't go full through with the challenge. And it's just gone out for
He falls over.
Are they checking it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a dive.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't actually appeal, to be fair. He kind of went down expecting a challenge. And Onana just
play goes on.
Play goes on.
Let's get your chats in there. You've got Morpay, 12 minutes, says Robert. 40 minutes Gross, Pascal Gross, says Kevin. Wissa, 7th minute. Got a Solanke, 14th minute. Got Hwang, 12th minute. Ilanga, 14th minute, says KJ. And Adingra, 8 minutes. Still no goals in the Premier League as of yet, but we're only 3 minutes into the show. Have patience and don't go anywhere. Make sure you smash that like button and join us today. Live from the studio in London town. Another super chat from Brian. He says, I see AGT has got his red drawers on with that 7.9 rating. I haven't got any on. Relax.
Come on,
Relax. It's not that kind of show. Renzo says, how did you guys get Oliver Skip to come on?
That's a first for me with Skip. I've had some funny footballers, but never Ollie Skip. So appreciate that one. He's not a bad baller, is he?
Not great, but
he's not amazing.
we're sitting there.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind being Ollie Skip.
Mate. We're the ones sitting there. Onana own goal, 21 minutes, says Mark. Milner, 25th minute. Why not, says RSPB. Shout out to you.
Onana's mistake will come in midweek.
Chance for United.
Will come midweek against Bayern.
Dallo.
Hits that into
Chance for United. Oh, it's cleared.
And clear your lines.
The kit that Bournemouth are wearing today, it reminds me of like a Blackburn 09 away kit.
I was
A
going to say
Watford
Atletico.
home
Oh
kit
my
a few years
God.
ago.
Atletico Madrid.
Oh, God.
12-13.
Ah! My voice is already gone from shouting earlier at the Liverpool game. But we've got a goal. Wait, what did you say?
I said Dominic Solanke, 4th minute.
And what's happened?
Manchester United have conceded
And
in
who
the
scored?
4th minute.
Is it Solanke?
Was it?
It
fourth
is
Oh!
Dominic
Solanke.
Oh my God, he's done it.
1 minute out.
He's done it. He's completed the Saturday.
I am impressed.
This is what I do. Yeah. This is why I'm here on DR. This is why they pay me the big bucks.
That's got to get clipped up. That's got to get clipped up. That is unbelievable.
1 minute out.
Talk to me.
Congrats. How's
Listen,
it feel? You've
lottery
you've
numbers
completed
coming
the
soon.
Saturday Football Show. There's no more. Let's just go home. Come on. Let's go to the pub. Honestly. Unbelievable.
I mean,
Unbelievable.
I got the minute right.
Is that the first time?
That's why I said Bruno.
Oh.
Is that the first time? Is that the first time that's been done?
You could just smell it.
It is,
Onana,
mate.
In
shaky
show history.
there.
I got close, but Fuad has just
United's
completed
defence,
the
you just
prediction
look at the
challenge.
names.
That
Are
is just
United able to
ridiculous.
deliver consistency? You just know it's one of those kind of funny games. that I'm
Agreed.
like, Dominic Solanke as well has a tendency
Been
to
on
against
fire, mate.
big teams. I'm gonna show you a little something.
Let's have a look at the goal
Yes.
then. Let's have a look.
All
So
of United's on doing.
it's
I feel
Reguilon
like.
at left back who passes it into Amrabat, who gives it back out to Bruno, who gives it to McTominay. It's intercepted.
their own
At the
doing.
minute, Bournemouth won it more.
All
And
of
it's
their
a
own
great
doing.
finish.
It's a good
All
finish.
of their
a
own
great
doing. Lovely
finish.
It's bizarre.
It's like there's nothing
great
happening.
finish.
Are you just giving? It's a
That's
great
a
finish.
Former
It's a-
Liverpool striker scores at Old Trafford.
It's bizarre.
What a start for Bournemouth and Fuad. What a start for Fuad as well.
I'll take it.
Predicting
I'll take it.
the minute. Because listen, if it's in the 5th minute, If it says
minutes.
5,
It's 4
minutes.
minutes.
It's,
Yeah.
it's actually 4,
4
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's a fifth,
Come on, man.
That's
Come on, man.
that's actually blinding. That is.
Fortune telling food. That's what
Cannot
they call it.
believe it, man.
But
Shout out to
that's-
Fuad. Who predicted that one apart from Fuad? Anyone else? Let us know. Hold that, you
Rangers 1-0
United
down against
clowns.
Dundee as well.
I'm a
It's a
Dundee
Shaq.
Great
supporter
finish.
up
It's a
there,
great
so we
finish.
love that. We do love that.
Rangers, 1-0 down to
Amadou
Dundee.
Bakayoko, love it.
They've got loads of time to
Hey.
finish it. It's a great ball in, and the control
great
of the strike from Solanke
He
to
just helps
to
on
just
its own.
guide it in the far corner. Neeks, talk to me.
I mean, we obviously we gifted it today. I don't want to take it away from the actual finish itself and the cuteness of the play, the intricacy. But Bruno chips it into the midfield. Can McTominay do more? He probably can. He's kind of gone in a bit half-hearted to flick the ball away. It wasn't a great pass, didn't go directly to him. But yeah, these are the struggles that come with us trying to play out from the back and not having the players who can execute it on a consistent basis.
But
And now we got to work for it to come back.
Unbelievable
Nice.
start to the
McTominay
Saturday
heroics.
football show.
Yeah. But that's
Smash
the
that
funniest
like button,
part
by
of
the
it.
way. Only 350, over 2,000 of you in the house.
Wow.
Get them likes right up if you want to see Manchester United in the mud on this Saturday football show.
But that's the funniest part of it, is that defending from United trying to play out there. It reminds me of how Chelsea were playing on Wednesday at Old Trafford, like a carbon copy. It's like you turned into how we were just unable to get the ball out from the back,
Yeah.
giving the ball away so easily and conceding really cheap goals. And looks like you've just decided to copy us for some reason. I don't quite know why, but it was one of those.
It's sloppy. It was a sloppy pass, but I think this McTominay didn't make a proper challenge to actually try and win it.
United 1-0 down. United have 18 goals this season. Bournemouth have 19, says Pep's lawyer.
Oh,
Yeah.
impressive.
Watching from Queens, New York. Clinton, shout out to you.
Decent.
Big Clint.
The big apple.
Bayern Munich now 3-0 down.
Wowzers.
By the way,
That's wunderbar, huh?
wunderbar. Scheiße. That is. Frankfurt 3-0. FT Clips just confirming it for us in the chat. Goal in League 2, Wimbledon 1, Swindon 0. Omar Bougiel with the goal after 6 minutes in southwest London. And Burton are 1-0 up at home to Stevenage as well. Still 0-0 between Wolves and Nottingham Forest, as we know, a bit of a testy Midlands derby, that one. And the other games are also 0-0. But the first goal, Dominic Solanke gets, I think it's his 8th of the season, 8th or 9th. And it's a
he's been
great
doing
start
well,
for
man.
the Cherries. But can they hang on, though? Let us know in the chat. I watch from Vegas every week, says Josh. Big
Big up,
up to
man.
you, man.
Awesome.
love that.
Break from all
love that.
all the entertainment on,
Well,
on
this is the
showing.
real entertainment, isn't it? Harry Maguire hits the crossbar as the keeper flick it over there, Nick.
Yeah,
Talk
keep
to
it
me.
flicked over. Looping cross on the back post. Harry Maguire, who should really score more goals than he actually does. He's probably got a handful of goals since he's been at Man United. Wins the header easily. And flicked over the bar. Comfortable save, but had to be made.
Tell him to watch some Romero clips and show you how it's done.
I think the only benefit, not benefit, but the only good thing about us going 1-0 down to Bournemouth as opposed to other teams is that they're not one who just sit back.
Yeah,
and
no block.
that will, for us, that would be like if we went 1-0 down to a Palace, it would be difficult for us to win that game because they will just sit on the edge of the box and counter very quick with their players. Whereas Bournemouth are going to continue to play their football, which hopefully we should leave some spaces for us to get some chances.
I'm not fooled, mate. I was on this very show, Man United at home to another team starting with B. You went 2-0 down early, I think.
What,
and came back.
Brighton?
Was it
Oh,
Brighton
no,
or was it
Forest.
Brentford?
Not talking about Forest.
I'm talking about
Forest,
For some
yeah,
reason I
yeah.
thought it was Brentford, but
Forest, yeah, we
yes,
were 2-0.
you went 2-0 down early.
And came
So
back
I'm
on
not
3-2.
I'm not getting my hopes up just yet. I need to see some more.
You want it to be 1-0 at 80 minutes. before you
80
start.
minutes, 85 minutes, mate.
Oh, great ball.
When are we going to see Mason Mount back in a Man United shirt?
I don't know if I'm not 100% sure how long he's out for injured. He's had a few injuries this season, which is disappointing. You know, he didn't start very well, and then when he came back, he actually started looking a bit
Looked
good.
better,
and then,
didn't he?
And then got injured straight away.
The Chelsea injury curse continues. He leaves the club, but sadly injuries don't leave him. Which,
Shout out Father Bowden watching from Singapore. We've got Niels on Wheels watching from DC. Come on, United.
decent.
United are in the mud, says
Did you say
Shax.
Meals on Wheels?
Niels on Wheels. Apparently, if Bruno gets booked today, suspended for the game at Anfield, says Hannah Grace, LFC. Shout out to you.
He'll love that.
Well, at least Gary Neville.
Yellow. I'm gonna predict.
Probably get him a yellow, won't they, at some point?
Yeah, the longer we're losing, the more likely is that he's going to get a yellow card.
Just, the frustration.
At what minute does it kind of switch now between, come on, boys, get an equaliser to kind of toxicity?
Listen, we're on the knife edge. Our season's on the knife edge. A lot to do, obviously the Premier League form ain't great anyway, but a lot to do with our Champions League position. And I think that's really, losing this game tonight knowing that the Champions League is not in our hands, qualifying and having to play Bayern Munich in the last game, I think it could tip over the nice head, because I can't see us going down for getting a point, getting a result, should I say? If you lose to Bournemouth, you get knocked out of the Champions League, and then you lose to Liverpool, and if it's a big loss to Liverpool, then you're talking about new ownership and all that kind of stuff. Where do you sit in the league at that point? 2 losses in a row, then. Big decisions have to be made, but a long way to go in this game. Very long way to go. I still back the team to win this game. I still back us. I don't know why. As I said, I don't know why. When I predict us to win, there's no logical rhyme or reason, because this team cannot be trusted. But you can't lose at home to Bournemouth.
But aren't United unbeaten in the Prem in probably about a month or so? I think in November they went unbeaten.
You might be... obviously we won 3 in a row in October itself.
Yeah. Only lost in the Cups last month, which were bad defeats, but
we lost to Newcastle in the Prem.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so we...
Other than that, though...
Yeah, so we beat...
I'm going to have to interrupt you there, Neeks, because, Fuad, there has been a goal in that hotly contested Midlands derby, but who's it gone to, Fuad?
It's gone to the away team, Nottingham Forest. 1-0 up away at the Molineux, which surprising to be fair, but good reaction considering the midweek result. And it's Toffolo who's turned up in the 14th minute. Opening deadlock there at the Molineux. 1-0 to Forest.
Yeah, Forest, good start from them at Wolves. Again, a tough place to go to. Wolves doing well at home in recent times. Again, a long way to go in that one, but... Great start for the team from Nottingham.
And Bayern Munich's pulled one back through Kimmich just before half-time.
Kimmich gets a potential consolation goal, but there's the comeback on for Munich.
Can you score a consolation goal before half-time?
It sounds weird saying
that's
it,
how the comeback begins, trust me.
That's where it starts.
As a Liverpool fan at 3-0 down, I'm surprised you're saying consolation goal first half.
We will see what happens in that one. I did call a goal to Forest in the 14th minute, says KG. It's not quite right, though. Not on Fuad's level, unfortunately. I'm watching from Fiji, says Akshay. I'd love to go to Fiji.
Heard it's stunning.
You know what? Yeah, I can't lie. I wouldn't.
Yeah, trust me.
I feel like Fiji and Hawaii, I always just look at them on the map. I'm like, bro, you're too alone. Yeah. There's no one around you.
I don't know why you need other countries
around you, but I'm like, it's just too isolated. I'm like, what if there's just like I don't know. Giants, where are you gonna go?
You'll have a good time,
I guess
mate.
it's the same if you're in London.
Exactly. You want to go there and not do anything. Surely that's the point. FT has predicted there will be a Bruno 37th minute yellow card. Come back to us in around about 24 minutes. Dan watching from Epstein's Island. That's not true, is it? So let's just forget about that. Comeback. Is it on for Manchester United? We've asked you in the chat. Can Manchester United make a comeback? Again, very early on in the game. We've not even reached the 15-minute mark yet, but that's an indictment of the poor start from United as well. A goal in the Championship, Fuad. Big game. Leicester flying high at the top of the Championship. They're playing Plymouth today. Who scored for them there?
Steffi Mavdidi with a penalty in the 14th minute for them. He's actually turned out a decent player. I remember Montpellier was rated pretty high.
Excellent.
Came from the Arsenal Academy, isn't it?
I
think it's Arsenal, but talented player. Back in the Championship now, back in England. Earlier on as well, I think Blackburn lost at home 2-0 to Leeds, which is a bit of a Premier League throwback, to be fair. And another one as well, actually, Sunderland beating West Brom 2-1, which is maybe a decade ago, a Premier League fixture as well. But
managerless Sunderland too. Obviously sacked Mowbray, I think a week ago.
Tony Mowbray,
And, maybe looking at getting in a more exciting name.
Tony Mowbray, he loves a northeast job, innit? He's managed Middlesbrough. He's managed.
Did West Brom for a while?
Yeah,
Didn't he?
that's what I was thinking. Yeah, West Brom.
Tony Mowbray.
Championship OG.
Yeah, did Blackburn for a while as well.
Yeah.
But
Sammy says, loving the Saturday football peasant show. Come on, you Gunners. Super chat there. Cheers. Not very respectful, but we appreciate it. He managed Coventry as well, says Mike in the chat as well.
yes.
But right now, Neeks, Bournemouth looking to maybe double that lead instead of Man United clawing it back.
I mean,
Shot
obviously
on target
we've had the
Tab.
possession, but we haven't really been dangerous. And then Bournemouth on the counter attack, we're so susceptible to just be cut open through our midfield. It's been like that for pretty much since the start of the season, to be honest. Since he's gone away from playing kind of maybe 2 defensive midfielders in there, or at least one and someone who's a bit more controlled. By putting McTominay in there next to whoever that 6 is, you're kind of just asking for the one person to hold that midfield together, and no one's been able to do it. And he doesn't look like this Ten Hag. He doesn't look like he's willing to change it. We've just been going forward, not to great success, and leaving ourselves very open in the midfield and defence. So, yeah, it's a worry being 1-0 down. The options are always there for Bournemouth on the counter, but
Solanke with a big smile on his face. He's enjoying playing. He's only played 16 minutes. In the chat, it says from Woodsy, love watching this YouTube grandstand. You've got to be very old, with all due respect, to remember
That's
grandstand.
real
BBC,
heritage right
That
BBC
is proper
show,
heritage, that is. So big up to you. We'll take that. AGT, how are you feeling about the game next Sunday? A little bit worried about our attacking form, to be honest, says Rohit. I think he's a Liverpool fan.
What?
Absolutely not worried at all, my
way.
friend.
There's nothing to be worried about.
If we don't score 4, I'll be surprised.
there's nothing to be worried about at all.
Genuinely.
we were a bit
We don't
too
score 4 at
confident.
Anfield. I
Yeah,
don't.
but in that first half, you lot had 3 good opportunities to.
And you
to
had about
score.
5.
No, you're right. But Liverpool are much better. They're much better defensively
At home as well.
Yeah.
than Chelsea. So we would still concede at least 3 chances. We ain't gonna get 5 anyway. So
that's
and they've
true.
got Salah and they've
Big
got
up
Diaz.
Timothy, watching all the way from America, as he does for every single show. AGT must be happy with the 2-1 win at Palace. I am. Pep's lawyer says, would you have taken Amrabat over Endo, AGT?
Ooh.
6 or 1.
A lot more money for
Yeah,
Amrabat,
kind
though.
of just 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Well, from what we've seen of Endo so far, he scored two really good goals. Like I said, was taken off at half time today, but the last 3 games, 2 of them he's been man of the match in. So right now I'm choosing Endo, but 2022 Amrabat World Cup, it was a different kind of animal, I can't lie. Can we give Iriola his flowers, says James. After being thumped by Everton, he's really turned things around, turning Dom Solanke into a top striker. Thank you for the super chat, James.
I think Solanke's
Like we said,
actually,
9 goals on now.
I think Solanke's been improving anyway. I thought last year, kind of when he came back to the Premier League, he really cut his teeth in the Championship, found his goal-scoring boots, and now he just looks a more complete, more mature player, to be honest. But Iriola does deserve credit as well for how this team have kind of really banded together. I think Semenyo's one that I've noticed has improved week on week and really looks kind of explosive for them. Clivert, past couple of weeks, or Christie's another one dropping in this deeper role. I think, they've got a lot of talent there. It's just a case of getting it together. I remember I had them early in the season, like clear of relegation in my eyes. I thought they'd be like 11th place type, because when you look at Kirkes, Zabani, these are all kind of like highly touted youngsters. If you like, Neto in goals, a reliable keeper. Senesi at the back is reliable.
Clivert there too.
So they've got talent there. Is it Hamad Traore they signed in the summer as well? Meant to be explosive,
Yes.
but haven't really seen too much of him.
I was surprised they started.
Utara
Yeah.
hasn't been able to follow up his form from last year as well, obviously because of injuries and stuff like that. But
I was surprised they started so poorly, as you say.
Same.
Fuad. I mean, I wasn't, but as I say, sometimes that style of football takes a bit of time, but I think they're going to get the results now. Comfortably clear of the Magic
Transfer
40.
United, is it? Neeks, there's been a goal as well for Rangers, just to interrupt you. Cyril Dessers with the goal, 20 minutes in. I said loads of time for them, and they've got their reply at home, 20 minutes on the clock. United starting to maybe have a little bit more of the ball now.
Yeah, we're on the edge of their box, but the keeper's made 1 save from that Maguire looping header.
Maguire playing right mid at the minute.
he's made a couple of runs forward like this.
He did that against Chelsea as well.
Add like an extra threat, or he's been given a bit of license from Ten Hag to just say, you know what
is he doing?
Gonna be an extra midfielder.
Overlapping.
Bruno's gone back into
Luke Shaw right at the base of a defence right now.
Amrabat's dropping back into midfield there. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. But
Amrabat at centre back right now. What is going on?
This is fluid. Be like water, as Bruce Lee famously said.
Giving Southgate some options, isn't it? If he really needs to play.
You need the right winger.
Oh,
come there, mate.
So going in there.
This Martial thing.
Tony.
This Martial thing. I mean, it's got to end.
Over it?
It's got to end. It's got to end.
Good
like,
ball from
how is it going to end?
Bruno.
He doesn't offer, and I hope he scores today. I hope everyone scores, but he doesn't offer anything. Like, I know Højlund ain't scored in the league. He scored in the Champions. He ain't scored in the league, but at least he's a presence up front. He's getting in and he's causing, making defenders give defenders something to think about.
It takes the pressure off him a little bit though, because when you start seeing December 12 games,
no goals.
13 games, no goals. All the hustle and bustle is fine, but at some point we're gonna be looking at you like, big man, you cost a fair whack.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
I mean, hey, we're going to get some goals in the Premier League. So I think rotating with Martial or Rashford, I think sometimes isn't a bad idea.
No, it's not. And I think, coming in as that kind of young striker, even if he was scoring, to put all that pressure on him, that you or bust kind of thing, is unfair. It's not that it's not something that Man United fans wanted.
Yeah.
But it's the situation that we're in. But, Martial, man.
Do you agree with what a lot of pundits are saying about his attitude being poor and the fact he doesn't want to be there?
I mean, he doesn't want to be here. I think he's frustrated with himself. Probably a lot of the injuries and that kind of thing. That's the stop-start nature of the last couple of seasons. It's a terrible touch from who was that? Reguilon. His attitude. It's hard to tell Martial. I think he's a very laid-back, languid kind of character, not just in terms of play, but his character. Even when he scores, he doesn't, really smile or anything like that. What I would say is that when you look at, for example, that Newcastle performance, him and Rashford, as a professional, that was a disgraceful performance in terms of just the energy that they weren't giving. And you compare that to Højlund and Anthony, who played in the next game against Chelsea, it's night and day. So in terms of that, you need to be out there giving your 100%. The issue with Martial is that physically, I don't even know what 100% is anymore. Like, can he actually do what you're supposed to do as a Premier League player? Can you press and take those positions for 90 minutes? For 60 minutes, I don't think he's even got that. Yeah. I think he's just finished.
Because even that loan he went on ended pretty poorly for him, and it's a shame. I remember that first game.
Yep, against Liverpool.
Yes.
Put Skirtle in a spliff. He's been in the spliff ever since.
It's a long time. But it's a long time ago.
I was going to say, what's Skirtle done?
No. That's what he was. He Skirtle. He was brilliant.
What's so funny about Skirtle, post-career, him having long
hair.
Choosing to be bold, yeah.
So wait, you
I never get my head around that.
was a skinhead your entire career.
And the hair's mad, It's a proper full head.
It's a proper thick head of hair. The guy, that's psychotic behaviour. I'm sorry.
I agree. I can't lie. Chance
that.
here for Bournemouth, right encamped inside the box.
Oh, that
2-0! Offside.
Yeah.
Offside. They will have another look at it. Just to give you a bit of a flavour of what else is on over the weekend, you've got Everton playing Chelsea tomorrow. We will preview that one later on in the show with Tom as well. Fulham at home to West Ham, Luton at home to Man City, and Tottenham Newcastle, the 4:30 game. So we'll preview those. But I wanted to talk about Man City if we could. Second in the table this time last year with 35 points on the board. They're now fourth with 30 points on the board. Of course, as I said, they go to Luton away tomorrow. I'm going to ask you all, are they in crisis?
Crisis?
You're out of your mind if you think City are in crisis.
I'm asking the question.
If you lot fall for this woe
Shoot
is
the
me
messenger.
act that City do every year. Listen, Pep does this every year where he figures out his team. This is a tough team to motivate, especially when you've just won the treble.
Yep.
I've said over the past years, I don't think, well, of course with Haaland last year and Doku this year, those are big signings, but they haven't added the strength and depth in the same manner that City used to. But they've also lost big numbers within that. With the Maras, with the Gundogan's, with the Sterlings, with the Zinchenkos, with the Jesus, Palmers.
Big misses.
These are all kind of the depth that they really, we say, City have a 22-man world-class team. Now they don't really have that, and I think Pep's trying to figure out differences. We saw Akanji and Stones playing centre mid the other day. We saw Rico Lewis in the 10. Is really showing kind of how important KDB was for this team as well. So second half of the season, I think City will be back to normal for sure. This might be the first time Pep's gone through 4 games without winning. It just tells you the kind of standards he's kind of set for himself. But the Premier League should be looking at this as in we should take advantage of this as much as we can, because
that's what we're trying to do.
Trust
me,
get
a bit of help. That'll be appreciated.
We all know the drill. Once they start hitting their form, ain't no stopping that machine, man.
Well, this is it. I fully expect them to hit form at some point this season. But as you said, it's about, well, can you capitalise to an extent that when they do hit that form, you've got enough gap that you're allowed to then drop a few points and still keep in the lead. I think one thing that I said at the start of the season was that if City are to be beaten to a league title in a proper title race, there has to be more than one team challenging. When they've ever gone head to head, I know Liverpool won the league and City were the nearest challengers, but they weren't really challengers. Liverpool kind of blitzed it. But when you actually go in toe to toe with City, they've never lost a 1v1 title race. 2012 they won it on goal difference. 2014 they won it against Gerrard slip. And every time since then, whether by 1 point, whether by 2 points, whatever, they always get over the line in those races. But now that you've got Arsenal and Liverpool, they don't just have to look at Liverpool's result. Like, all right, when Liverpool drop points, we can close the gap. Or when Arsenal drop points, we can close the gap. They need both of those teams to drop points for them to get into that first position. So I think them being 5 points worse off this season is important because that's 5 points more they have to catch up, whilst 2 teams are on title-winning form in terms of Liverpool and Arsenal.
Yeah.
And I think if they don't get it together quickly, I think the gap could actually get too big. But yeah, it's all about whenever they start clicking.
For me, I wouldn't panic if I was a City fan until it's really, really business. Like I'm talking last 4 or 5 games. If they're still like 8 points off or something like that, like. City have shown their experience too many time and time again, and I think January they could add something. I think Pep could figure out a new system. Let's be honest as well, Haaland has not been in the form or been the machine that he was last year. We've seen him miss a couple of sitters in a few games.
Against us,
He hits firing. KDB comes back on a vengeance mission.
That's a big one at KDB.
It's techie. Like that defense locks back down. John Stones stays fit for 10 games. Like there's so many kind of variable factors you could kind of look at and say why they haven't been themselves. But as I said, it's up to Arsenal to really capitalise on it. Liverpool really capitalise on it. Wins like today important for Liverpool. Villa today against Arsenal, another big test. Like these are the kind of moments you really have an opportunity to kind of create a gap between yourselves. But we'll see.
My own hunch is they'll go to the Club World Cup, they'll win it, and they'll come back and hardly drop a point. That's what you have to assume with the City side. They'll be wearing that lovely gold badge, and they will, in my opinion, go for the gold and barely drop anything. So as you guys have said, I think it's about getting enough of a cushion that when City do feel they have to win every single game, because the year Liverpool won it, the way you beat City in a title race, in my opinion, is it actually at about this time where when they are dropping some points and a bit kind of scattergun, you every single game pick up your 3 points, a bit of a cushion. Suddenly, psychologically, it becomes more of a it's not it's not a procession anymore or 2 horses. It's one team firmly in pole position, I think.
Yeah, I think it's not a crisis. I really don't think it is. I mean, it's 1 win in 5 in the Prem. Yes, they've looked really leaky at the back, but with their experience, this is just like they're still loading. This is 30-40% loaded. When it gets to the Januaries, the Februaries, the March, the Aprils, I'm pretty sure, as they've shown over the last 8 to 9 years probably, that they just turn it on.
They hardly lose a game.
Listen, no, De Bruyne has been an issue. When Rodri doesn't play, it has been an issue, massively. And these are still things that Pep has to manage and kind of manoeuvre around or find a way to win without Rodri in the team. That hasn't happened this season. So the crisis is obviously the extreme word on this end of the spectrum. But I do think there's definitely a drop. And this is almost kind of what people were saying after Liverpool went for the quad. There was that kind of overhang, that dip, that natural come down after going so big last year. So, and Liverpool managed to get through it in the end. So I don't think this is a crisis, but things aren't as what they seem really at Man City at the minute. Yeah. They are playing well under par, and long may it continue just for the general viewings, of the Premier League.
You don't want to end up like the Bundesliga.
But let us know in the comments, do you think Man City are in a crisis period, or are you just brushing that off as absolute codswallop? Let us know in the chat.
I ain't heard that one in years.
I think that's from like an old...
Father Ted.
It's old literature.
I don't know what it is. I don't know how my brain works sometimes. It just comes out of these random ones. But let us know. City in crisis, yes or no? Let's go back to the scores on the doors, because there's been a goal at Molineux. Fuad, we'll come back to you and your Wolves kit, basically.
Yeah.
Who scored it?
It is Matheus Cunha in the 32nd minute, equalises for Wolves at home. Finally getting a goal, Matheus Cunha. He's someone who I think is very, very busy in that front line. The way he presses, the way he closes down, the way he drives the ball up the pitch as well. Technically very good, but sometimes you just feel like lacks that end product. But you kind of hope a goal like this can kind of kickstart the season for him, maybe really get a run of goals.
Yeah, we are seeing a few super chats that are saying we need to change the Everton. We do actually, so get that changed, Hass, and sort that out, fella, because I'm not reading 4 of the same super chats. It's just long. William Payne saying Frankfurt leading Bayern 2-0. No, they're not. Don't know what planet you're on. It's actually 3-1 to Frankfurt now. Fuad's boy Alphonso Davies getting cooked differently. Harry Kane, please rise.
Right. We'd love to see it.
Talk to me. Half an hour gone now, Neeks, at Old Trafford. What's happening?
Not good. It's not good enough. We've had one shot on target, still that Maguire header. We ain't created a meaningful chance all game. What can I say in it? I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just so frustrating. And as I said, Bournemouth, respect that they've been on a good run of form. But they're coming to Old Trafford. Man United, generally, we beat the teams in the bottom half. We lose to the teams in the top half, or away from home, especially the team in the top half. On the back of a performance, not even just a result, but the performance that you put in against Chelsea, you don't have a bit of, shame that you're going to come in and put in a performance like this? It hasn't been good. It's been slow.
Lethargic.
Yeah, and
sloppy.
Just in terms of the passing, it's not sharp. The movement's not sharp.
It's not quick enough. And do you know what? Every minute that goes by, Bournemouth are going to dig their heels in a little bit more. They're going to run a bit quicker. They're looking to really hold on to this league. Ten Hag's shaking his head there as the rain comes down in Manchester. Could be the start of an awful week for United.
Bournemouth are doing a good job. They took the lead early. They don't need to do anything extravagant after that.
The worst thing you wanted was almost Bournemouth taking an early lead, because now they get to sit back, essentially, and either get you guys in right pressure in moments where they know you'll struggle to break them down, but then they have enough of a threat, I feel like, to hit you on the counter with Solanke, with Semenyo.
And we asked you in the chat, can United make a comeback? It's 50-50, guys.
Of course they can.
50% if you don't even believe they will. And it's only 1-0 with 33 minutes gone.
But even right, there was a chance previously where I think it was Garnacho on the left wing, and he crosses it in, and there's one person kind of in a position where you can score. Not even further than the penalty spot, just kind of in a position, like, where is the energy and the urgency to actually go out and get this goal? It's not last ditch moments, but there needs to be that, we're 1-0 down at Old Trafford. Push on, get that equaliser as early as possible, get the second goal. We're playing like we are 1-0 up. That's how it's not good, man. It's not good. And that's why you can't get too excited about when you do get those wins, or a manager of the month or a player of the month, because you know that
all of that stuff is decoration, man. When I was seeing people losing their rags over Harry Maguire winning player of the month, I was like, come on, man. Am I right in saying Kevin De Bruyne is still yet to win one?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
There's some mad stats out there like that.
Tells you everything.
It's crazy.
It's mad. For me, those kind of things are just kind of almost ceremonial.
Yep.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
I remember when Ange won 3 in a row, it was like, obviously it's nice when you tweet about it and you're like, yeah, man, 3 in a row, but it don't mean nothing in the grand scheme of things, man.
It's just a funny one because it's a fan vote for who gets it, and I just can't imagine who actually voted for him.
So in that month, just for clarification, because I don't think
It's also
You
FIFA.
underestimate the power of the internet and the number of United fans on the internet.
Yeah.
But do they even like Maguire?
Hey, trust me, you run a narrative long enough where a redemption season, the way he's come back, Varane, you run that narrative enough time, people will be like, you know what, give him credit where it's due. And he does deserve some credit, obviously, for how he has kind of returned to form. But
it was Fulham, Luton, and Everton that we played that month. 1-0, 1-0, and 3-0. Now, obviously, by all intents and purposes, you're like easy games, like nothing to praise. But the way, as bad as we are, the amount of defending that Maguire actually had to do in those games, you're actually like, you know what? You actually played well.
Do you know
like,
what?
if in the Fulham game, I think he might have even got man of the match.
What about the rest of the back line though? Were they not as good as
some
him?
of it's in and out because like there've been injuries. Evans has played, Lindelof has played, Wan-Bissaka's played, Dalot. So Maguire's been the mainstay in that period. I'm not saying whether or not was he the best player in the league that month. Maybe not. But he definitely deserved to be at least nominated, which he was. So.
Let us know in the comments if you agree with that or not. Rangers now 3-1 up at home. Abdallah Sima with the goal, 34 minutes in.
turned it round.
They've turned it round. What a game that is at Ibrox right now. There is over 2,500 of you right now. We're not even at 500 likes. We do have the Best of Enemies intro to play at half time of KG asking Abby, Fuad, Exy, are they all okay?
We don't need that one, no.
No, we want that one.
That'd be
It will be
brilliant.
Fuad in the
We
mud.
need
So let's. We've got more. Don't worry. Let's get to 1,000 likes before half time, and we can play you that clip.
We won't play that
We've got
clip.
some good clips for you this week as well. Poll, I clicked yes because it was Can United, not Will United, says Woodsy. Shout out to you.
Fair play.
Cheers.
Words matter.
Here's a good one. Guys, what's the best pass that you've ever seen in football and just can't forget about it, says Akshay. I've got mine already.
The one that straight away comes to mind, Luka Modric, Champions League semi-final, outside of the boot, Trivella.
To Benzema.
The assist.
Yeah, that's a great
that
shot.
Just, you know, like
That's
when
a
you talk
great
about
shot.
high leverage moment, crunch time, who's going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck? That was one.
That's
of
the
those
one
ones.
against
That's
Chelsea.
a ridiculous
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, that
Where
was
I was just
ridiculous
like,
pass.
yeah,
Crushed a
you just
dream.
grabbed the game and said, I'm taking my team to the Champions League.
Yeah, that crushed a dream. Because that was the perfect night for us until. When you lose to a bit of magic like that, you kind of just have to say,
You know when like everyone knows that was the year, almost like, oh yeah, Madrid's heritage has run out, man. These guys, and Modric
That's when it
said,
was accentuated.
Say
This
less.
on this run where
Say less. So it was almost like a real, wow, this is what
insane.
football's about.
I'm going
Do you know what I mean?
for Stevie G outside of the right foot, Trivella again, to assist John Arne Risa at Highbury, 2002. I was there. It's the first game I ever went to. Outside of the foot, Paddy Berger lays it off. Risa's still in his own half, and outside the foot, Risa's so quick in them days that he just ran onto it, didn't even need to touch it, and slipped it under the keeper. But that's just the spin on it. And he was like 19 at the time, so unreal. Also, there's a couple of Zidane ones. I think there was a Beckham one for Van Nistelrooy for Real Madrid. Am I right?
All right, so I'm not sure if we're talking about the same one.
that
So
spins
that
round?
was to R9, Ronaldo.
R9.
That's the one I was going to think about because
that's knowledge.
Listen, there's been so many passes I've seen and come and watch football so long, but that one, especially, it's a cross with his right foot. Is Beckham,
But the
even
height
for
he keeps it
Beckham,
at.
it just cut across anyone that was in the way, missed everyone, and the curl and the
defied physics.
It's even the pace that it's on it. It wasn't too hard, wasn't too soft, just perfect. And I think it was just a first time kind of sliding finish from R9.
I've got two to chuck in.
Absolutely brilliant.
It was Kaka's for Crespo in the Istanbul Champions League
That was
final.
a very good one.
That is way
finish
too
was always
perfect.
nice
The
with
finish
that
was
one.
unreal. But Rooney's pass to Van Persie for the volley.
Yeah, that
The
was
famous volley.
That was good.
Heads up,
Against,
guys.
against Villa.
Frankfurt 4,
Wow.
Bayern 1.
Damn!
Thank you,
Wow.
Tom. Our
Sorry, that's a
Bundesliga correspondent.
big
today.
goal.
Cooked.
That's a big goal, eh? Bayern.
Harry Kane, how you liking Germany now, boy?
Speaking of Kane, another H Kane has scored in the Football League today.
Herbie Kane.
It's Herbie Kane on the 39th minute for Barnsley away at Reading. That's
Chelsea
1-1
guys,
now. Bournemouth have just hit the post.
Yeah, Solanke.
Talk to me. What is going on? And they're in again.
Hungry.
As you said, this is Bournemouth, when they come forward, what's going on? As they come forward, we're supposed to be pushing on, we're leaving gaps, we're not solid defensively. Ball comes across to Solanke. I think it's a first-time shot across Onana. No chance for the keeper to do anything, but it's hit the outside the post and gone away.
What's this? Anything in this?
No, nothing there.
Garnacho holding his face like he's...
Oh, it's been put... nothing Onana could do.
Problem is,
from Solanke.
the reason that games are lasting so long is because things like that get reviewed now, even though there was absolutely no contact at all.
There is contact, but I don't think it's enough to...
Like a tiny bit of contact.
Backflipping all over the place like that.
Bournemouth have had the two best chances in the game. The goal and that shot. We've had 72% of possession and we haven't created a chance.
Empty calories possession, man.
Yeah, it means nothing.
Possession without penetration means nothing.
Fair enough. No real goals to talk about in the Brighton game. Also, the Sheffield United-Brentford game, still 0-0 in all of those. We're being starved a little bit of goals in general today. Not many in the Championship
there was a
to even
goal,
report, if I'm honest.
Ipswich away at Middlesbrough.
Yeah,
they were 1-0 up. Obviously, they're fighting for a title there with Leicester at the top of the league. So that will take them back to 1 point behind Leicester as it stands.
Much like Forest.
Rangers 4-1 up now.
Wow.
After an awful start at home to Dundee, it's Dessers, Tav, Seema with the third goal. We're just waiting confirmation of the fourth one at Ibrox. But 5 goals in the same half. Going down. Rangers are looking good, aren't they, at home to Dundee. We'll just get confirmation of the scorer there.
Rashford and Højlund warming up before half
Garnacho staying down here, Neeks.
Hopefully it's nothing
He
serious. He's
never
kind of
made it
holding
in
the
the UFC,
side
no.
of his
No, of course not.
holding the side of his face. So it seems like there might be more in it than first looked. I'm surprised.
Is the rain maybe an anonymous
okay,
sign?
no, yeah, he was. It's not a red card, but he was hit pretty firmly. I'd say it's not. I don't think it should be anything too serious, but he did really connect. I don't know who was it.
Smith.
He jumped back and his arm was kind of flayed. It's probably a yellow card if the ref sees it in real time.
But he's got away with it, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Really?
Is that one of those amber cards?
No, not at all. I don't think. I think it's literally just a yellow card. But it's been a goal at the Amex. Is that? Yeah. Yep. To Burnley.
Goal for the away team in the Amex.
And
I spoke them down. I trashed on them.
No sheet.
You're right, Tom. Another game where they have conceded once again. Who scored it? Neeks?
Odobert, and it looks like from outside the box as well. Odobert. I don't know what's his first name. Anyone know who Odobert is?
Wilson.
Is it Wilson?
Yeah,
Wilson
French boy.
Odobert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brighton down at home to Burnley. Who had that one on their bingo cards today at half time, pretty much?
I said a draw, to be fair. But I heard it completely against the run of play, from what I've been told. James Trafford, very busy in the Burnley net prior to that moment. But the scoreline is obviously the most important stat of them all.
And the scoreline in Molineux right now is Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 1. We're just approaching stoppage time added on to the first half there. Seems like a bit of a tasty Midlands derby. How many minutes are they going to add on to this one? We'll find out ASAP. Still waiting the Rangers scorer. Do we have a name for that fourth goal at home to Dundee? Let me know if we can.
I think I got this. It might got disallowed, you know.
Ooh.
Yeah,
No,
it's not.
I think they're still reviewing it.
It's still 3-1 on my.
The best pass ever is definitely corner taken quickly, says Glenn. Brighton in Mayaka, says Shane. Apologies. Brighton ruining a few people's accas at this season, but Wilson.
Get them out your acca, man. They can't be trusted.
For
They can't be
Burnley.
trusted.
The Rangers,
Brighton won win since September, says Rasson.
The Rangers goal was disallowed. Yeah,
It was.
Todd Campbell, obviously former Prem player himself. But
Do you know what? I always expected more from him. Not
Yep.
saying that Rangers isn't a step up from Norwich, because it definitely is, but in my opinion, the hype around him at that time was kind of like also a similar hype to what you might have heard around the same time as
Sheffield
I don't know.
United.
Madison at that time was pretty on it for Leicester. I think Cantwell was maybe Norwich's Madison, but stayed at and got frozen out the team at Norwich.
yeah.
Goal at Sheffield United, Bramall Lane. 1.
Finally a goal. Finally a goal in that game at Bramall Lane. But who's it gone to, Neeks?
It has gone to McAtee.
Wow.
McAtee.
Added time, at the end of the first half, Sheffield United will be buoyant going into the half-time changing rooms and having that chat with Chris Wilder, who, what a time to score, but that should give them a massive boost going into the second half, knowing that Brentford maybe aren't as punchy up front as they normally could be without Wissa.
They don't have, was it Wissa or Bournemouth?
Sorry, Bournemouth.
Yeah. I did feel they could get something. I mean, it's a long way to go. Sheffield has conceded a lot of late goals this season from winning position, so they're going to have to probably get another and then try and see it out. But it means that we've got a goal in every game in the Premier League 3 o'clock kickoff. So
finally, we got there in the end.
Yeah, at least we got
let's get some more, though. Don't dry up now. Championship
definitely
half-time.
Stoke
Stoke 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Norwich 0, Preston 0. Officially half-time now at Brighton at the Amex. We'll be going in 1-0 down thanks to that goal at the end of the first half from McAtee for Burnley. It's 1-0 to them right now. Blackpool 1, Carlisle 0 in League One as well. But Vincent Kompany goes into that half with a big lead. And Burnley will be all over that. A bit of a mad moment there at Old Trafford, Neeks.
Some closing down from Anthony. But the keeper, Neto, was able to clear it. And Bournemouth looked to
4 minutes added on. We should be seeing half-time there very soon. QPR 1, Hull 0. Chris Willock with the goal right at the end of the first half.
Bournemouth countering.
For Rangers. Huddersfield 1, Bristol City 0 as well. Wigan 0, Lincoln 0 in League One. Wigan drawn against Manchester United in the FA Cup. Looking forward to seeing that one. A bit of a throwback Premier League game. But if it does end, and it will any second now, 1-0 to Bournemouth at half-time, Neeks, what do United need to do, and when do they need to do it in the second half?
Half-time, they'll have to bring on Højlund for Martial 100%. I mean, you want to say, bring on Rashford, but you're making changes because you've got options, not because you think necessarily Rashford's the guy to bring on. Like, right now, he's actually stinking out the place. But Højlund, I'll definitely bring him on. And you probably... do you bring on Mainu? I don't think control is necessarily the issue right now. It's just that we're lacking any kind of idea. So
not
maybe
doing anything with it. Yeah.
Maybe you make that change and bring on Mainu for McTominay, because McTominay ain't going to create nothing. He's there to get on the end of things. He makes those late runs, maybe picks up loose balls in the box, and maybe a header at the back post. But we're not creating those chances. So maybe Mainu might be an option. But Højlund definitely half-time. I think that switch has to be made.
Let us know in the chat if you agree with those potential changes from Neeks at half-time. It's a goal for Charlie Patino on loan from Arsenal away at Rotherham. Ayala with a red card for Rotherham in the 17th minute, I should say.
A former Liverpool player, Ayala. Daniel Ayala.
I think
former Middlesbrough player, I think.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah,
he
that's
wasn't.
a former
He was.
5-1 to Frankfurt.
5-1 to Frankfurt.
Cooked.
Bratwurst
Sausages are cooking.
Yes, 400 likes we need, by the way, to play this Best of Enemies clip that we've got of KG cooking Tottenham fans. Do not worry about that. 0-0 at Vicarage Road. Watford 0, Southampton 0 now. Middlesbrough 0, Ipswich 1, and it is now half-time at Bramall Lane as well. Sheffield United going in at half-time. It's also half-time at Old Trafford. Bournemouth with the lead. Solanke smiling as he walks off the pitch after he scored his really clean goal in the 4th minute. As Fuad predicted. You can't predict that. You cannot predict that, but Fuad did. 79% possession for United. But Areola, who a lot had down as maybe the next up to get on the chopping board, is doing well. Turning it around.
Well, we need 10 hours to turn this around at half-time. Because he said we've got a tough week coming up. You have to get a winner. You have to get this win.
Speaking of a win,
what's happening after this.
Liverpool won earlier. They go to the top of the table. I just wanted to read you out this, though, boys. The 200th goal for Liverpool today scored by Mo Salah. 150 in the Premier League. He now enters the top 10. At 150, you've got a 3-horse race between Salah, Owen and Les Ferdinand. Jermaine Defoe, 162. Robbie Fowler, 162. I feel like that's super underrated, for Robbie Fowler to have as many as there. Only 7 less than Thierry Henry on 176. Frank Lampard, 176. Sergio Aguero, 184. Andy Cole, disrespected, 188 goals.
Insane.
Wayne Rooney, 208. Harry Kane, 213. And as we know, Alan Shearer on 260. but Mo Salah, 150 goals.
How much do you think he's going to get?
In the Premier League for Liverpool now, and 200 in all time.
How many can he get by the end of the season?
No, how many do you think?
I think he can
Premier
get
League career with. Like,
I think he can
So I
end
asked
up
you, how much
around
would
the
he end the
Kane.
season with?
Depends how long
no,
it stays.
I'm saying where he's going to end on the rankings. Not at end of the season. Full stop.
No, I know.
That's
I'm
what-
Oh, you think he's leaving at end of the season?
That's what he's
Where is he
asking.
end of the season. He's got till end of the season to get as far as he can.
okay.
You think Saudi ain't come calling again?
They can call.
Hey,
We can
you're
decline
going to
again.
say 150 again? No.
No, we'll say 450. The price has gone up, brother.
Listen.
The price of the price ain't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Build a whole
Talk to
new
us
team.
nice when you come in to talk to us about the king. Come nice. But he ain't leaving. He's not leaving this summer.
What you say? What's he?
I reckon
150
150.
for Liverpool.
He needs
160.
111 to break it.
Yeah, well, he ain't getting.
He's not gonna get
Forget that. But
I think
could he get another 50?
I think he could
I
get
reckon if
to
he get another-
Rooney Kane levels.
If
That's
he
that's
stays
another
to the end of his
60.
career,
Okay, by this season he's gonna. What do we think? Another 15 between now and the end of the season.
Yeah.
I think that's so he'd be on 165 or something.
Yeah.
he could surpass the foe, which puts him in the top 10.
20 makes it 8. Two.
This season.
Two, yeah.
Yeah. If he gets in the top 10, leave.
If he stays one more season,
He's in the top 10. This is what we're saying. He's already.
Do you
He's in the
think-
top 10 right now.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, 150.
That's it. Yeah.
Because Owen's on 150.
Owen's 150.
Bang on.
Oh, bang on.
Yeah.
I think
That's crazy.
he might end his career.
I think-
I reckon
about in the 180s. Because I think end of season is 165.
I don't know if he
End of
survives
season
one rate.
165. I think if he stays one more season,
You think he'll get another 15 from now to the end of the
I
season?
think that's very
Yeah.
plausible.
Just look
I
at the
think that's
numbers.
very
It's
plausible.
every week we're talking about.
But let's say he ended 60, 160. Let's say 10 more for argument's sake. 10 more at once.
Right.
160. Next season gets 20. That's 180.
180, and then another.
I don't think he stays beyond the season, personally.
I think he can get
Yeah.
to Aguero
Or
if he
180,
stays for
184.
this season plus 3 more, which I think he could.
What you think?
I don't
stays
think it's
3
as
more
obvious.
years?
I think he would happily go to Saudi at 40 or something.
No.
What is he
Saudi
now?
wouldn't have
31,
him, I don't
32?
think, at that age.
So hang on, 35. Yeah, I reckon he can stay with us.
I think Saudi still want to
Yeah,
get him
definitely
while
till
he's still
35.
got some juice in him.
That's
Not-
not. That's
Yeah.
what
They
I
don't
want.
want,
But 35.
They
in
don't just
Saudi
want
is
man for
juice. I
marketing
think you've got
reasons.
juice in Saudi at 35.
Even 38.
I know Ronaldo's the consummate professional, but man's touching 40 soon.
Yeah.
Will
I know,
Saudi
I
still
know, but
And he's got juice.
Ronaldo's different.
I
bro.
know.
Ronaldo is
Salah's
different.
no mug,
like,
physically. He's no mug.
I know.
He's definitely no mug. tell
What
you that.
age was Benzema when he went there? 34?
Because Salah how
older,
old is he going to be by
37?
the end of the season?
Oh, Benzema 37.
so.
How old will Salah be by the end of the season? 32?
32.
I think he can easily have 2 more years in the Premier League.
Will he want a new challenge?
As in this season and 1 more, I think. But we'll see it if the
He'll be
money's
there.
right. If
We'll
the money's
see.
right, Liverpool
Listen,
might
why would you
say-
want to leave if we have a great season this year as well?
Because
You
He
know.
might want
And
a
on
new
a high,
challenge,
innit?
though.
Latest scores in the Premier League: Brighton 0, Burnley 1, Palace 1. As we know, lost to Liverpool today. United 1-0 down at home to Bournemouth. Sheffield United 1, Brentford 0, Wolves 1, Nottingham Forest 1. We're going to play you now because you didn't give us the 1,000 likes. If I'm honest with you,
your
but we're going
teams
to
are
play it
gonna
anyway
lose.
because I need the toilet. Here's KG absolutely cooking Tottenham on Best of Enemies. Get on this.
Oh, blood, he's offside. He's got to be, blood. No, why? Why? Oh, these man are unbelievable, bruv. Oh, my. Swear to God.
Boys, don't sleep on Spurs. All of you said naive. Angie's naive. You're going to get found out. No, my friends. It is bravery. It is heart. It is spirit. It is togetherness. It is teamwork.
Abby Summers, you're live on my channel right now. Check in on all my friends. They've told me I have to do mental health checks. How are you?
Coming to your
Abby
game on
Summers,
Tuesday.
I'm
I'm
shocked.
coming to your game on
Abby
Tuesday,
Summers.
and I can't wait to see
Abby
Harry Kane
Winter.
put 5 past you.
Abby Winter, I'm very shocked at this behavior. I'm calling in as a concerned friend. I knew you didn't look well in the last, I saw you right. I don't know if this anger and this toxicity is towards the manager in the high line.
Blood, Jared Bowen, bruv.
Abby, are you okay? Toes, are you okay? Are you okay, Exy? Abby, are you okay? Are you okay? Jared Bowen! Jared, are you okay? Are you okay? I know you're losing, Abby. Committed to the high line, and it's losing, still losing, Abby. No winning like 5 games, and it's hurting. I know it's hurting, Abby. Look at me in the eye, wanna talk to you, cause I'm talking to Abby. Is it hurting, Abby?
It is spirit, it is togetherness.
Is it hurting, Toby? Is it hurting, Fuad? Who?
No.
Who?
No.
Is it hurting, Toby? Is it hurting, Exy?
Believable.
Who?
That is unbelievable, isn't it? It is unbelievable. The league.
Bro, your time will come, yeah? And I said that to him yesterday. Listen, deliver something. Bournemouth might be delivering me something today as well. So, hey, KG, we're going to see you soon, bro.
You're on watch, my friend.
Don't worry.
Yeah, you're on watch. A nice super chat here from Pat Does Fitness. Lads, what's your team of the year so far this season? Ooh. Who's in goal?
Alisson.
Oh,
Vicario's been very good.
I was going to say, bro, don't just try to discount my keeper. Even though West Ham, he did some nonsense coming out punching, and I was like, bro, catch that, please. But, yeah, I would personally have Vicario, and I'm trying hard not to be biased.
That's actually a close one.
I'm going Alisson, me. I think the clutch saves game after game.
I'm gonna go Vicario because I'm a Man United fan.
It's a bit divided.
But you said Alisson though.
I know, but then I realised that I'm a Man United fan again.
Realisation.
How did you forget that?
I don't know.
That's a null vote.
A null vote.
That's null and void.
Vicario's not bad, but
he's been very good.
Vicario's lost like 5 games.
But he's a good signing, but he's lost 5 games.
That's a team thing, man. Come on. Don't do that.
David De Gea was the best scorer in
for
years, and we didn't win the league.
Is he as good as Alisson? I just don't.
No, he's not better than Alisson, but we're talking about this season.
Even this season,
right up there.
Even this season, it's Alisson.
Alisson's made some errors as well, like passing out from the back.
Listen, they all do, but we've lost one game, which wasn't even a loss.
What was he doing in the Man City game?
Yeah, but we can't put the result and judge the performance based on the result. If he was bad, like Raya, we talk about Raya, and what he's done, but Arsenal's been winning. But he's made 2 big mistakes. But anyway, that's one position.
MKH says Alisson all day. Crick P says I'd say Vicario this season. Then World of Football says this season is Alisson. Alisson is unbelievable, says Rampage. We'll go.
He's unbelievable.
Right back.
Trippier.
Yes. Yeah, Trippier.
Even after the last game.
One game doesn't undo the work. Yeah, it's like me looking back at the Man City game and saying one game, Alisson dropped.
I hate to say it.
I might go Trent.
But is Trent in the conversation?
I wouldn't say. I think
in
the last 5 games he's been brilliant. But he started the season a bit like I wanted to shaky. No, he did start the season shaky. I'm gonna say it.
5 games is decent though. If you've been excellent,
we're 15 games in.
People saying Trent, Trippier, laughing stock says Vlad. Trip says James. Trips all day long says Abdullahi.
Improved, yeah.
Go on, I'll give it Trippier. But the next one is definitely Virgil van Dijk, without question.
All right.
Let's get him in.
Can we get some objectivity?
Maguire.
No, but you said it yourself. He's not at that unicorn level, but he's the best
Maguire.
in the Premier League.
Saliba is definitely in it. 1000%.
Yeah.
But
we can do that.
Just to say, again,
Van der Ven,
as a Man United
pre-injury, I would have.
I think. Do you think Van Dijk's been the best centre back this season? Do you think he's been better than Saliba?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Saliba's been amazing.
Unfortunately, I do for you.
He's so good.
Saliba's good.
Saliba's so good. Livramento, he's only been good the last couple of games.
Udogie, surely.
Yeah.
Udogie.
I'd probably go Udogie.
Hate to prop Tottenham players, but Udogie is that level.
Similarly, against West Ham,
Udogie
gave the stinker away.
I mean,
think
put it like this, it might be him, but. And it's not even a slight
like the Spurs players.
But there's been no very good left back this year.
Yeah, so they play with Guardiola.
Robbo's been
Zinchenko
injured.
has been dropped at moments.
Luke Shaw's just come back from injury.
Robbo's been injured and not really been back to levels.
He's been good, man.
Colwell's
Dean, someone saying
Colwell's playing left back for you lot. Yeah,
Zinchenko.
There's no one that stands out.
Anthony Robinson.
Udogie for me. He has.
Yeah, not bad player.
Tyreek Mitchell's been alright.
I think it's Udogie. I think it is.
Is Udogie still? Was he injured at some point? Or was it suspension?
No. He was suspended. Yeah, he was one of the ones that got red carded, and then West Ham he gave the goal away. But I think for most of I would say 80% of the season he's been fantastic for me.
Midfield.
Rice, 1000%.
Yeah, Rice.
Definitely Rice.
Madison, 100%.
How long has he been?
Don't
But
care
okay,
for
how
a
many
while.
games did he play? How many games did he play?
Yeah.
Every single game he played, he was a man of
No,
the
I know,
match.
but I'm saying how many games has he
I
played?
think he played like
7 or 8.
Because that's half the season. We're 15 games in.
bruh.
It needs to.
Bro, he's missed like 4 games.
Oh, look, I'm
man. You
asking.
like
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
If we were doing this
Yeah,
team
blood.
6
Do you not
weeks
think
ago,
blood?
he'd be in it.
Do you not think
100%.
But I don't
6
think
weeks
he's-
time, he
Sober's
played
like-
11.
That's enough.
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm asking
enough.
a question.
That's
Whoa, what?
enough,
I'm just
brother.
asking a question. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough.
Nah, I see you. Try sitting Sobo in there. Sobo ain't getting in.
It's about 60% of the games. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and every single
Soboslai's
one of them
coming.
blasts.
Louise.
Soboslai.
I'm having Douglas Louise in there.
Douglas Louise Rice matters.
Yeah.
Not Soboslai?
Just misses out, I
I
think.
think that's fine. Yeah, Douglas Lewis.
He's been... No, I probably
He's
would
been good.
agree with those
but
3. Yeah.
They've been better. Ward
No,
Prowse.
no McTominay.
Ward Prowse
I
is
like
a good
Ward
shout.
Prowse.
Late rounds
You
as
know
well.
who? Soucek.
Yeah.
Scored like
JWP.
9 goals for West Ham this season. James
I want
Ward
midfielders
Prowse.
who can actually midfield.
Want him at the
I think
Euros.
Douglas
So what-
Luiz.
what are we
I think
sitting with then?
and I think Villa deserve a player in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Douglas Luiz, Rice, and Nadders. Who's
Madison.
doing that?
I think 11 games is enough out of 15. It's more than enough.
Jeez, McGinn, excellent.
He's been playing on the
season.
wing though, hasn't he?
I think he's
Left wing kind of
floating.
floating.
Yeah,
I
floating.
don't know,
Floating.
man. In my opinion, Madison a bit
Who
lucky
then?
there.
Who
But
gets in ahead?
McTominay, innit?
wow, relax. relax. Go on, I'll give you.
That is what it's
Up front,
See, this is tough.
Salah.
Well,
Obviously.
Nicholas
Yeah,
Jackson, baby.
God.
Never say that again, please.
Okay, let's say striker first, because
Salah.
no. So let's say number 9. He's number 9.
Is it Haaland? It must be though, because he's got 14.
Julian
14
Alvarez.
what?
Julian
No,
Alvarez.
No, he hasn't.
I think he has.
No,
Has he?
no, I mean, you could be right.
Son?
Has he actually got?
Son Heung-min, Julian Alvarez.
I'd put Son.
And
What's he got?
Has he got 14? That don't sound right.
No, I think Son's
Salah.
been superb.
How many this season? Why can I not
Oh my
find
God,
this?
he has got 14.
Is it 14?
It has to be. But the thing, he's had a slow start to the
Look at that.
season, and the man's on 14
Look
and
at that.
in
That's a
15.
joke. 50 and 50. So it's him. It is him.
Yeah,
And then who
Haaland.
else is it?
Mbeumo.
Haaland, Salah, and who? You say Son?
I'm saying
Watkins.
Mbeumo. Does he deserve a shout? He's been carrying
Does
Brentford.
deserve a shout. He does
He's been
deserve a
carrying
shout.
Brentford.
Watkins, Son.
Saka. But obviously, because of Salah, it's like you can't
Yeah.
really get Saka in.
Yeah,
But
Salah.
Saka, I think he deserves a shout. He's been
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah, but that's all he get. You can have your shout. But Salah starting
Son
that
Heung-min.
game.
I'm not sure. It's been a bit hit and miss.
Solanke?
No, he has been a bit hit and miss. He has. He has. It's true. He's been a bit hit and miss.
He has. Is he injured?
And I know that because I got it in my FPL and he's hit and he's missed.
Nah, you see, you're judging it off that. Huh?
He was crying on the bench the other night when he came
When
off.
is he not
looked
crying?
But
Yeah,
alright, so hang
against
on.
West Ham, you mean? Yeah, West Ham came
Left
off
wing. We're
injured,
talking
yeah.
left wing.
So Salah, Haaland,
Who is the left wing?
Son.
Garnacho?
Bowen.
Son.
Nope.
Garnacho?
And Mbeumo gets in ahead of
Bailey?
Bowen for me.
Son.
Garnacho?
Bailey,
not
no,
Garnacho,
is only
mate.
the last couple of weeks.
Bamo.
That's barely a shout.
Goal this season?
No. Look, what, McAllister, yeah?
No, he
Gordon.
Gordon's
Yes,
class.
correct.
yeah.
Gordon? Yes, Gordon. Yeah.
Gordon's been good, but I think Son's been better.
I don't know.
No,
I don't
I'm
think he
saying
has.
Gordon, you know, man.
Yeah, I think it's Gordon.
Let us know in the chat, do you agree with that or not? A few minutes to go until the Premier League 3 o'clocks. Join us again. Just on players there, we're now seeing Trent and Robertson both joint top for the most ever assists for Premier League defenders ever. 57 each.
Defenders in quotations.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yep.
Still though.
Oh, yeah.
Very
Listen,
impressive.
Quality.
Right,
It's
don't
quality.
slip it. Let's talk about Aston Villa versus Arsenal later on. A 5:30 kickoff. We were around about 25 minutes away from having team news from Villa Park. 4th favourites to win the league, according to the bookies. Could they actually do it, Aston Villa? I mean, if they go and beat... They've already beaten Man City this week, but if they go and beat Arsenal... we beat them 3-0 away earlier on in the season. They were away. But that is all the big names ticked off, is it not, in terms of going out to beat them? And then at what point do you actually either rule them out if they carry on winning? Well, I guess you wouldn't. But what point do you maybe take them seriously
The next
as well?
few months are the most testing ones for me. Like, you've got the Christmas fixture run-up, you've got the FA Cup that comes back, you've got European football when that comes back in February as well. Like, your squad is going to be stretched throughout all of this. And then to be able to maintain the consistency, hope you don't pick up injuries, listen, sometimes I feel like turning up against the bigger teams sometimes is almost like, because it's this big golden carrot, teams can almost get fired up and get motivated for it. But keeping that consistency throughout the whole season is a whole different matter. No chance Villa are in any title conversation, in my opinion. I think Champions League is kind of what they should aim for. And if you aim for the sun, you land on the moon. Europa League ain't too bad either. So they've got two ways of going there. They could do it via the league or by winning the Conference League. And that's two birds of one stone.
And that would be an improvement if they got into that competition. Yeah. But I think 100%. At the minute, are they playing? Well, they are. In 2023, the calendar year, they've been one of the best teams.
Yeah, 14 home.
So this is now no longer a fluke. This is consistent winning, especially at home. The away form needs to improve a little bit. But you're looking at it thinking, well, maybe they might finish above the Europa League spot.
Is it one where when it gets to Feb, March, you then I'll start seriously considering them to be in that conversation once, as you say, once you get over the Christmas period, get over the January, see how the cups go, that is when I will say Villa stand a chance. Like, even when Leicester went all the way, it wasn't till about
February, March.
Yeah, I think it might even have been March when they won at City, when people started saying,
was that 4-1?
Was it 3-1, 4-1, something like that?
3-1.
But that was when people started saying it can actually happen now. Yeah. It's not a kind of, is this a trendy conversation to have? It's like this is an actual possibility.
Yeah,
kind of
I think I've even seen this from Villa before. In the sense, this is under Martin O'Neill, not necessarily going for a
first
title,
ever Prem season.
But when they were going for top 4, and you're just like, yeah, Arsenal's going to be knocked out of the top 4. This is back then, and then they slip up at the end of the season.
John Carew,
it's so difficult. Yeah, Bonlo, them kind of that way, man. But it's so early to put those kind of teams in, and when you actually deep it, yeah, they're third, but they're still a good way off Arsenal, and Liverpool in terms of points. Now you have to close that in and then maintain this for the rest of the season.
Like there's three significant teams that are significantly better than them: City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and those will probably be the top 3 this season. Now you look at fourth place, you look at Spurs, you look at Newcastle, you look at United. Those are the 3 teams you would say are kind of the 4 front runners for it.
Yeah.
Can they? But this is what I'm saying. But Villa now are putting themselves in that conversation. I look at all 3 of those teams in Newcastle, United, and Spurs, and they've all shown we can be good, but we can also be very inconsistent. And Villa have to capitalise on that inconsistency that they have. The top 4 race every year is who is the best of a bad bunch. If Villa can be that, they will get Champions League. If not, Europa League isn't the end of the world either, man.
I think if it goes down to top 5,
it won't, because every English team will need to qualify from the group stage.
Oh, we got that. We'll sort you out.
And you guys are basically confirming that there's no top 5 this Wednesday.
We got that. Wait.
Isn't it how far they go though? Because
who then gets the 5th position?
Yeah, 2 can make the final.
Someone has to get it. Someone gets it 100%. It's about who ends up. So England, it will be England versus Spain, Italy. So if we don't qualify, but the English team get to the semis and finals, where did it stand? I think it's still open. But if it goes down to 5, I think Villa's got a great chance.
If you look at the amount of goals they're scoring, from all over the pitch, really, McGinn, Watkins, Bailey, Diaby, they really can score many goals. And at home, they score at least 3, pretty much per game. So Arsenal tonight have got a massive, massive job. As I said, we're about 20 minutes from kickoff there, but give me your score predictions for this game tonight. Everyone's watching this one. It's the big Saturday night football.
1-1 draw.
Yeah, that would have been mine too.
I think Arsenal get something, which is a good result considering they've won 14 in a row at home. Arsenal were the last team to beat them before this run. I actually expect Arsenal to get something out of the game, whether a draw or a win, because they just seem to be doing it. Like they're 3-3 or 3-2 down against Luton. 97th minute they get the winner. 90th minute they get the win against Man United. They get in the 97th minute, whatever it was, against Brentford. They're getting those last minute goals. Now whether you can sustain that for the whole season, we have to wait and see. But in this moment, they seem to be doing just enough to get over the line. So I think they'll definitely get something from this game.
I'll go 2-1 Arsenal. Slim. But again, it wouldn't surprise me if Villa first 20 minutes just absolutely put it on them.
Yeah.
So, similar how they kind of kept wearing down Man City if it does take longer. So, yeah, I'm still going to go 2 on Arsenal. Let us know in the chat what you think. We've got a 3-1 Arsenal, 2-0 Arsenal, 3-1 Villa. This one's kind of splitting you guys' opinions there as well. James says, on the defender assist list, Robbo and Trent just passed someone who never got the credit he deserved in Leighton Baines. Very underrated career, he says.
I think he got a fair
I
bit
think
of
he
credit,
did,
to be
yeah.
fair.
I felt like he always got given the dues, even when he was active at the time.
Yeah.
He was almost like an FPL favourite for
Yeah,
everyone.
because he was on penalties, he was scoring free kicks.
Set pieces, everything.
Yeah.
And he had that
Longevity as well.
demon left foot, man.
Injuries at the end, second half of his career, derailed it a little bit. But
I
top
think
player,
when
really.
he was really cooking, I'm trying to remember the years, the left back positions in England.
I would have even said like his years at Wigan. People forget, man. Like he was cooking for a long time, man. Yeah.
Remember, he was starting left back for England for a while.
Just
him and
after
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole. Then when Ashley Cole came out,
Cole got too old. then
Yeah,
it was
around
Baines,
2014, I think he was at the World Cup as well. Leighton Baines. By the way, 3-0 now, Leicester. Steffi Mavididi with his second of the game. Patson Daka scored just before that as well. So Leicester absolutely cruising, as they pretty much have been now. Seeing some shots rain down in the right end for you, but the Bournemouth bodies are flying, intercepting these shots. They're putting everything on the line. 50 minutes gone.
Yeah, we didn't make any changes at half time, which I want to say surprised me because Ten Hag does seem to delay his changes, which can be very frustrating. But we have started actually right at the start of the second half, Bournemouth got into our box very easily. But after the 46th minute, we started this half better than we started the first. But we ain't got to go, and that's been our problem all season. So I'm still looking for that change. Bring on Højlund. Whether you want to keep Martial on or whatever, I don't care. But Højlund needs to come on. I know he's not been one to get us goals in the league, but I'm telling you,
Garnacho with the cross.
He's a threat.
Maguire at the back stick, heads it across.
My.
And Bournemouth, look how many bodies are in that box, ready to, again, as I said, put the bodies on the line and break out with it as well. They've got loads of energy right now, but will it last until the 90-plus minutes? Again, any second now, you're expecting United to bring on some changes, including Højlund. Shout out to Glenn Boylan, who says, happy 18th birthday to my son, Jack. Happy with the Liverpool win today. All the best, Jack. Have a great day, my friend. And you never walk alone, as always. Bayern getting cooked, says Naramin. Can we get an update on that game, please?
Yeah, 5-1.
Still 5, isn't it?
5-1, yeah. A lot of people have been taken off, so Mazwari and Alphonso Davies came off at half-time.
Oh, wow.
And after the
Cold
fifth
world.
goal, Kingsley Coman, Choupo-Moting and Serge Gnabry all came off.
Name from the past.
So Harry Kane's still there. He's still there. Yet to get a goal.
There's been another goal at the King Power. It's Wilfred Ndidi with the goal 4-0 up now at home to Plymouth. Only 55 gone. You've got to feel for them Plymouth players and fans right now. Good evening, Asna, says FT Clips. You know what? If Villa get something tonight, it wouldn't surprise me. But if Arsenal become, the team to do it at their place this season, it wouldn't surprise me. It's one of those games that I think the neutrals are just buzzing to see.
Yeah.
I can't
go
wait
anywhere.
to watch that game after this. 100%.
Big question.
More
here.
you than me. I can't stand Arsenal winning. So
Big
I'm
point.
going to
No,
struggle.
just the game though.
No, I know,
I
but
like
I'm
a
just
good
gonna.
game.
I'm struggling right now with Arsenal doing so good. Liverpool, literally, this 3-horse title race is the stuff of nightmares for me. It's Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool. There's no winning either way. I'm begging Aston Villa to get in this title race. Oh my knees.
Pause.
Thing is, Neeks, does Bayern getting absolutely cooked today make you any more confident for their next game, which happens to be at Old Trafford?
Can you not see what's happening here? we're getting beat by Bournemouth.
Yeah, but it's not 5-1.
It's 0 points for both of us. Honestly,
Someone has to win on Wednesday.
no, we might draw. But
I guess, but someone has to qualify.
Honestly,
Or will Bayern come out?
no, I think this result and performance, like every other result and performance we've had this season, or result more than actually performance, has no bearing on the next game.
Yeah.
I don't know what Man United is going to turn up.
Yeah.
As I said, we haven't drawn a game this season. 1 week we're winning, In the league that is. We've drawn in a couple in the Champions League. But 1 week we're winning, next week we're losing. Maybe we lose 2 in a row, then we win 3 in a row. So, no, these results here have no bearing about what's going to happen on Wednesday. Or whenever it is.
Have Bayern qualified?
Yeah, they've qualified, and they've qualified top.
So you think they might maybe play do you a bit of a favour? Rest some of the big boys?
Potentially. Especially after this battering that they've got, maybe they might just drop some players because they're like, well, this performance is horrible, X, Y, Z, you might get some rotation. But then does that mean that those players are like, there's an opportunity for me?
But it's out of your hands though, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to win and hope that Galatasaray and Copenhagen draw. So, knowing our luck, we'll win.
So if Galatasaray are winning that game, they go through. If Copenhagen are winning, they go through.
Yeah, regardless of what happens.
And then whoever's in third, Europa League.
Yeah, so if we win and there's a winner there, we'll go Europa League. I'm kind of hoping that.
Do you want Europa League?
No, I don't want Europa League. So I would rather win and them 2 draw, we go through, or we lose and whatever happens in the other result, lose or draw, and whatever happens in the other result, we finish 4th.
An update for you in the Premier League, in the Championship. It seems like such a Premier League fixture. Watford 0, Southampton 1. Che Adams with a goal 56 minutes in there. We're finally seeing, it looks like I just saw Højlund getting ready to come on and join the fray. 55 minutes gone, corner for Bruno, and they're making the sub now. Martial off, Højlund on.
Yeah, long
that's
overdue.
The sub you wanted.
Long overdue. Gave it 10 minutes, as some managers do, but yeah, Martial, he didn't offer anything. Most people were surprised to see him in the lineup. Granted, you can't just put all your hopes and put everything on the responsibility on a young player, but you just
still no Premier League goal for Højlund.
Now would be a great time for him to get his first goal, wouldn't it?
United are going to be pushing on that door, but will it open? Bournemouth playing resolutely right now. Christie battling to keep hold of that ball, and United are hoping that they can turn this around. They've still got time though. 56 minutes gone. It's definitely not the end. Notts County 1, Walsall 1. Ocean McKenty with the goal. 56 minutes gone there at Notts County in the League 2. Here's one for you. Let's talk about Chelsea then. Big game away at Everton tomorrow. This week it's almost breaking point for Chelsea. There's a split opinion across the fan base in terms of Pochettino. Is he getting it right?
Yep.
Is he allowing the players to play at that top level? At what point do you cut ties? Because right now Everton have more wins than Chelsea in the Premier League.
No. That shouldn't be the conversation at all. For me, Pochettino's job, the fact that Pochettino's job is under any kind of threat from the fan base, for me, is the problem with why this club is unable to go on any kind of medium-term project. And the reality is that arguments saying we are Chelsea, we're entitled to better, it's just not, unfortunately, that's just not the reality anymore. There are teams, 7, 8, 9 teams that at the moment are better than us. That's the reality of it. But I find that some people don't want to accept that. And Pochettino's trying his best to build something. He's got a tune out of us in some big games this season. I would go as far as to say, from my own perspective, the defeat at United in midweek was the first defeat where I look at and go, that is Poch's fault. The rest of those, I just don't think you can blame him. I think in midweek, he didn't make his subs quickly enough. The game plan should have been changed a lot early. The playing out from the back didn't work. But if you're telling me that sacking Pochettino is going to help anything with this young squad, I just don't think it will. I don't see any way it will improve by cutting ties with a coach who is doing his best and has experience with a sort of squad with this profile. So it really upsets me that there is this kind of undertone of, do we sack the manager? Because it's just showed that the club, the fan base, isn't learning.
Well, we spoke about this game in the weekend preview show. Let's see what was said in that one before this game. Massive one at Goodison tomorrow.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not confident. I'm just gonna say a 2-1 win because I need it.
2-1 win. I'm actually saying Newcastle tonight, but Everton win on Sunday. at home. So I'm
Easily
going
could-
2-0
easily
He
could.
can't
tonight to
stand it.
Newcastle.
So when he's saying
Trust me.
that,
But I
Could
do
easily
think
happen.
they'll turn you over on Sunday.
They
Can't lie
they
to you.
might do.
Defo.
They might do.
So
I agree.
you
I
reckon
agree.
that's about
I
the
think
same?
I think
will
draw
beat them.
tonight.
And I think, you think they'll
I
draw
think
tonight?
1-1 tonight, and then
Beat them.
I've reached
Definitely
a denial
beat
stage
them.
now.
I think Sean Dyche is going to beat your
2-0
team up, mate.
2-0 Sunday?
Elbows flying.
2-0.
2-1, 2-0.
Could be,
Something
yeah.
similar. A funeral on air for Matisse on the show on
On the
Thursday.
evening,
He
yeah.
was dressed all in black,
Yeah.
and it was a tough watch for Chelsea
Yes,
fans.
it was.
Going to Goodison tomorrow,
Oof.
knowing that they're actually playing better than you at the minute. Again, more wins than Chelsea, even with that 10-point deduction. It's unbelievable. This is, if you could choose a ground where you didn't want to go to this
It would be
weekend, is it
Goodison.
Goodison?
It'd be up there. I mean, we normally have a very bad record there. We somehow won there last season, though, opening day. So, interesting. I mean, poor old Matisse. I saw him, night of the game. He was on X and was very distraught, and shame to see it's not getting much better. But I do think probably that United performance is being slightly kind of overblown in the sense that is probably the only game I look at this season, and there has just been a really dire complexion to it. I think the other games you could take some positives, and we have beaten Brighton less than a week ago. So
Matisse in the chat now as well. Big up to him.
Chelsea were the
Wild
worst
Matisse
team
picks.
to come to Old Trafford this season.
Oh, absolutely.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely.
You were bad.
But
You
I
were-
mean,
sure it
there is
wasn't
the
you?
point.
and that's saying something. You're right. We're the second worst.
All I would say though is I'm not trying to make an excuse, because it was a very poor performance, but we had played about 60, 70 minutes with 10 men against Brighton 3 days before, and consistency was always going to be an issue. As I say, I put Pochettino to blame for that performance largely, but then again, it hasn't been good enough. But ultimately, the only way things
you're sitting in. I'm not saying Poch needs to be sacked.
the only
I
way
don't think
things are
but
going
you're
to get
sitting in
better.
10th.
But the only way things
After
are going to
a
get
billion
better.
spent.
The only way things are going to get better is by sticking at it, letting the players gain
when do you
chemistry.
cut ties? What has to happen for you to
It's
cut
not in my
ties?
mind.
It must be at some point though. If you lose 10 in a row,
if we're in the bottom three with 10 games to go, okay, bring in Big Sam, all right?
Jesus.
No,
Never
it's not
thought
in
I'd
my
do
mind,
that.
because I think a lot of people don't realise how much of a mess the club was in last season. If people thought we were going to have any chance of top four, whatever, it's ridiculous. It's just delusional.
So what's
for me.
realistic?
Wait, wait,
For me-
one second. Why is that? You
My-
spend so much money. Why is that ridiculous?
You can have the best ingredients, but it takes time to cook a good meal.
But-
It doesn't.
but-
you can't
but
just-
top-
I-
but fifth
you
is not a
don't
good
go
meal.
to you don't go to
Fifth
a
is
Michelin star
rice
restaurant,
and tuna.
but you don't go
That's
to a
ri-
Michelin star restaurant and have raw ingredients for your. It could be the best ingredients, but you don't eat them raw.
But if
you
you
have
spent
to,
$1 billion
you have
on
to
that
mix them
kitchen in the
together.
Michelin restaurant, Novikov, Hakkasan,
But it takes time.
you're going to want a decent little
Yes,
meal
yes, but
for that
AGT,
money that
mate.
you're paying.
But if you
This
go
isn't
there,
even pasta
do you
and
expect the
cheese.
food? Do you expect
This
the
is
food in
sardines
5
and couscous.
I expect the food to be
But
warm.
you expect the
I expect the
food-
food to be warm.
But do you expect the food in 5 seconds? Like
Well,
it is going to take.
a year would be nice. I
And-
don't mind 5 seconds,
I'm,
but
and
a year.
I'm happy to accept that,
gotta-
that the recruitment strategy has been in part wrong.
Does your owner know what he's doing?
No.
He's learning his lessons. That's what I'm
Yeah,
going to say.
I feel like
He's
you're
had the
giving
best
us
of
very
intentions.
political answers here,
He's had the
Mr.
best of
Thomas.
intentions, but he has made some pretty
Grave
poor
mistakes.
But my view is it is retrievable if we back the
We're
coach,
another billion.
bring in some experience in January.
Another billion.
And
No, because a lot of these
we haven't
no,
spent
no,
$1 billion
the-
to start off with.
since he started.
We haven't.
Okay,
That's up
800.
to $1 billion if all the add-ons are satisfied.
Oh, true.
which
And
they
none
are.
of them are going to come. So that
Remember the amortization?
No, but about
Death row
800, mate.
contracts.
But like,
Well, no, but Tom, listen. We can gloss over it. You're talking about bringing experienced players and that. You
That's
can-
what we need, yeah.
You do. So it's about another $500 million. Cool.
not $500 million, no.
Right.
But-
At least quarter of a billion.
There,
quarter
there
of a billion.
probably needs to be some
Because
money spent on experience.
These,
I agree.
some
with
of
you,
these
yeah.
young players that were so
Yep.
gassed up, like when I say gassed up by the fan base,
Yeah.
oh, we spent X amount of money, therefore
Yeah.
these players were buying for the future. They're not good enough for the now. And a lot of them are not necessarily good enough for the future. Young players in general, like say you have an academy or you purchase
Right.
a group of young players, what's the odds of them actually fulfilling their potential? There's more young players who don't fulfill their potential than do.
Yeah,
the amount that
sure.
you've bought, you can guarantee at least 50% of them won't make it at Chelsea.
But I think, though,
And you got 10.
Yeah, sure. But I think that they factored that in to an extent. I think they've been overconfident in that, the idea that you can have a squad of so many. I agree with you. But I think their idea is that if they sell on, they will be able to make money on some of these young players.
So what is his intention? To make money or to win?
I think what they tried to do, and the problem is fans are, well, not just fans, because I think they have got it wrong, the youth players that are being brought in were meant to be seen as a completely separate project to the first team boys.
Is it?
That are being signed, like your Enzos, Caicedos, Nicholas Jackson. Those are the first team player profiles that have come in. But your very young players that are coming in was meant to be a completely separate thing. But the issue is, and I'm beginning to get frustrated by this, is that we keep getting linked with these 16-year-old Brazilian right wingers, and I just think to myself,
so I'll ask you again. Does your owner know what he's doing?
No.
On your logic that you've just said that.
Yes. I think he will grow, and in the long term, it will be fine.
So he's a part of the youth project then?
Yeah.
He's one of the...
Well, he's never owned a football club before.
He's the youth.
He's the next striker.
Youth Mamboli.
But is that not why you bring in experience and people who actually know how to run a football club?
Well, he's tried to. He's tried to bring in Win Stanley from Brighton, Joe Shields from Southampton. We've already brought in and got rid of a gentleman from Leipzig. So he's trying to bring in football people.
No name for him? Or...
I forgot.
They got rid of him, innit?
I've forgotten his name now. Christopher Vivel, that was his name.
Decent,
pardon me, apologies. But I look at it and just think they've had such big ambitions. They've had such a massive idea of what they want to do. I think they thought it would be a lot easier than it's been, and unfortunately...
And I think Chelsea fans thought it would be easier than they thought. Well, Abramovich spent money.
Yeah,
we still got the money.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
therefore nothing's going to change.
And I do think the idea that the problem is that the owners have gone for this mega project, not just a project like you've seen at Liverpool, other clubs, a mega project at a club which is probably the least compatible with a project in the Premier League, because our fan base...
Oh! There's been a goal at Old Trafford. Fuad Kadani. Who has it gone to?
It's gone to Bournemouth.
That's 2. 2-0 to the Cherries.
2-0. My prediction's still on the money for 2-1 as well.
I said 1-0. I gave you some respect.
Game
over.
Too much.
I just knew it was going to be one of them days, man.
Jeez.
Just knew it.
I cannot believe it.
United give their quote-unquote best performance of the season. Come on, you think they're going to follow it up with consistency?
KG in the mud.
Rookies.
KG in the mud, Flex in the mud.
While they're all doing up sing and dance. And
KG, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, KG?
It's not. And it's got Tom away from a very difficult and challenging conversation.
I'm enjoying it.
I was about to dig down and go
I'm enjoying
even more.
I'm letting it out.
Well, we'll have team news for you in a minute, but Neeks, talk to us about this. It's 2-0. It's surely, potentially anyway, game over now.
Yeah, I mean,
Bournemouth have been excellent. Let's not give them any disrespect. It's United that have been poor, and Bournemouth have been totally perfect today, really.
We've created one chance in this second half from Haaland had a shot that was blocked, but when you actually
Philip Billing, what a goal!
When you actually look through the game, the best chances have been created by Bournemouth.
Talk to us about the goal here.
It hasn't come up on our screen yet, but we're in control of the possession. We give it away as per the first half. I think it's Solanke running through.
Cav crosses it to the back
post, and he gets in between Reguilon, the two left backs, Reguilon and Luke Shaw.
Keeper should have done better as well.
I don't know. He's like 3 yards out.
Has Christmas come early for Bournemouth? Because that is.
I mean, it's been coming really recently, isn't it? Like, it's just we gave away the ball away again, and we're cut open so easily. It's literally everything that's wrong with Man United right now. Struggle to play out from the back when we're pressed. We weren't even pressed there. It was just a poor.
No, you just gave it to
them. It was a poor pass, but then we're easy to just go through our midfield into our defense, and it's game over. We ain't winning the game. At best, if we get a McTominay special, we might get a 2-2.
But we ain't winning this game.
But Dominic Solanke, shout out to him. He starts to move off. It's Tav with the cross to the back post.
Regulon.
And Billing just gets in between both Reguilon and Luke Shaw.
But Reguilon can
header.
see.
I think Onana's got a save. We'll see it on this angle.
See it again. Watch it again.
Why
Cross
couldn't
comes
we play
in.
this United?
Let's see if Onana can do better.
Why couldn't we play this United?
Oh, he can definitely do better.
Maybe.
Yeah,
You know, I did what you said the first
look.
time.
Kepa saves that, I reckon.
Oh,
don't know.
He can do better. Positioning has got to be better than that.
I'm put like this. I'm not saying
it's just
he couldn't have
funny
done
at
better,
this point, though.
but
I tell you, the way he just saves it is just funny.
I'm not going to say that goal was his fault.
No, it's
Could
not.
he have done better?
Yeah.
Like Alisson maybe gets a hand on it. Vicario maybe gets hands on it.
Alisson catches it,
but
probably
let alone gets a hand on it.
Yeah, I'm not putting that goal down to Onana because we've had goals that are Onana's fault. I'm not going to put that down.
He should do much better with it though.
Unbelievable. Anyway, 70 minutes gone in all the 3 o'clock kickoffs right now. Wolves 1, Forest 1 still. In that one, looking forward to seeing the last 20 minutes there. Will we get a winner in that one? We've also asked you in the chat, is it an Everton win, a draw, or a Chelsea win tomorrow? 60% of you so far have gone for an Everton win.
Yeah, Everton.
Unbelievable numbers. Early on in the poll, I should add.
I wish I could blame you.
Very
guys.
interesting. A lot of people loving the Bournemouth chat. Let's get into the team news then from Villa Park. And we've got them, and it's interesting. Emi Martinez in goal, again facing his old club in Arsenal. Konza, right back. Diego Carlos, your guy. Pau Torres. Dean at left back. And in the middle, it's Kamara and Douglas Luiz with Tielemans just in the front position to them two, who are both sitting with McGinn and Bailey on the wings. And of course, it's Ollie Watkins up front. On the bench, you've got Matty Cash, Moreno, Longley, Diaby, Zaniolo, Ramsey as well. So, again, a couple of injuries for Villa, but it's a strong team. And Arsenal, how do they line up? It's David Raya in goal, of course. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel Zinchenko, Odegaard, Rice, and Havertz in the midfield, who's been playing well recently, if we have to admit. With Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli up front for Arsenal. Ramsdale on the bench, and Nketiah, Kiwior, Cedric Suarez, Trossard, Jorginho, Nelson, El Neni. How do we react to that? Again, let us know in the chat what you think. But the boys on the panel right now, which lineup are you leaning towards that might just do the business in this game? Is it the home or the away team? What's your reaction?
Familiar lineups for both, isn't it? Like that McGinn off the left, I was saying earlier, kind of overloading those central areas. I think that'll be interesting to see kind of how Arsenal cope with that.
Oh my God!
Damn. Before Arsenal even cope with that, though, United got to cope with this. Because it is not one, not two, but three.
Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. Can you believe it on the Saturday football show? Smash that like button. We're still not at 1,000 likes. Get it up. Neeks does not know where to look right now because his team are being absolutely played off the park at home by the Cherries and Areola. Wow. Unbelievable scoreline this. There's also been another goal in the Prem. Simon Adingra has got one for Brighton at home to Burnley. Fuad. 77 minutes gone. It's an equaliser there. But it's all eyes on Old Trafford at the minute because it's Marcos Senesi who gets the third to surely see off this win now for the Cherries. A long away day for them. Let's talk you through the goal. It's Tavernier with the with the corner that gets swung in. It's headed straight back out for probably another corner, which the goal comes from. But Reguilon, and the rain is teaming down at Old Trafford, which is again I said it was ominous.
Symptomatic of the atmosphere. Yeah.
Unbelievable. KG, are you okay, my friend? Flex, where are you? Culture Cam.
Yeah.
It's peak.
It is. It's mad because all I see is 3 points for Bournemouth, and it's a great header from Senesi.
I mean, it's a great header, but where there's no one there.
There's a man on the line.
It's unacceptable.
There's a man
the
on
other
the
line, I think it was. Let me see it. I'll see it again. But
it's just disgusting from United.
No man on the front post.
Disgusting, but defending.
It's a great header, but there's literally no one around him.
Free header, yeah.
There's literally no one. That is, I mean,
Swansea have got a second away at Rotherham whilst we leave Neeks to kind of willow in his own misery of watching his team.
The worst part about all this is this isn't, the worst is yet to come. In that this is, quote unquote, with respect to Bournemouth, the easiest game that we've got this week.
Can't
Respect to
wait to
Bournemouth.
see you at
'Cause we got Bayern Munich, as we mentioned
Jesus.
midweek, and then we're going to Anfield on Sunday.
Is it one where as well it makes? Is it one where it makes Wednesday's performance?
There's no one there.
Maguire was the nearest to him.
Yeah, but he was first with Billing and
in
he's
the
got,
mud.
He's
Great header though.
It's a great header. He has a great header because he's going back and he's flicked it back.
Generates the power from behind.
And gone back where it's come from.
Bang.
It's a great header.
Maguire not even off the floor.
No,
I cannot believe what I'm watching. Well, I can and I can't. QPR 2-0. Ilias Chair with the goal, 73 minutes in that one. And Jerry Yates has scored for Swansea away at Rotherham. Again, a very far away day for those Swans fans up north. But they're hoping to hold on against a 10-man Rotherham as well, don't forget. Unbelievable. Woodsy says, £1 billion kitchen, no money for gas.
That's the time, though. That's the time.
No money for gas.
You need time to cook the food. Time is something
but
you
how
don't
long
get.
have you got? We'll go back to the Chelsea cooking then, shall we?
This was my point on the fact that they've done this mega project at a club where a project is going to be very difficult because the atmosphere around the club, the fan base not being used to it.
The players you bought, Tom, I'm gonna come back. I'm angry now, so I'm gonna have to unleash on someone else.
You go ahead.
Neeks is angry
Yo,
here.
my team's losing 3-0, so I'm going to take it out on you.
I'm not saying that
The players you bought are crap.
Which ones?
All of them. Say it.
Cole Palmer's crap, is he?
They're not good enough. You're spending a lot of money. You spend.
What is this
You have
Caicedo's
got.
crap?
Well, you've got a 120. You got a 250 million pound midfield that got dominated by a midfield that's getting dominated by Bournemouth.
Yeah.
That we got by McTominay and Rabat. It got dominated.
Yeah, and I was saying.
And you're sitting in 10th. Like, you can gloss over all you want. The Premier League table don't lie. I'm not saying it's all Pochettino's fault, but he has. You can't say. Can't say that the Man United game.
It's an improvement on
You
last
can't
season.
say that. I'm not even going to dignify that as for a response.
It's
I'm
a
not going to
fact.
dignify a response because you're sitting in 10th. You can't say last game against Man United was the first time you blame Pochettino when you're sitting in 10th. The manager puts a team out every week, and the only game that's his fault is your last game. Yeah. Oh, come on, Tom. Be real.
These players
Be
are
real.
young, that they're going to make mistakes. The Premier League's tougher than ever. I don't
you spend
sit here
so
and...
much money. It's surely.
what?
So is this par for the course in your head then for
No.
after a year?
My
Should you
goal
be
for
doing
this
better?
season
It was better
was
last season,
my goal
isn't it,
for this
apparently?
season was to get any kind of European football through the Conference League or Europa League if we can get it.
Am I hearing this? Am I hearing this?
Yeah, without a shadow.
My head's gone for more than one reason, right?
Genuine question. Did you expect us to be getting top 4 after the
Loads
season
of
we had
people
last
have
year?
I can't lie. I
after the
had
money
you
spent.
with the young core that you have. I expected an improvement this year. I expected Pochettino coming in is actually going to be a stable manager who can develop those youngsters. But it seems like
He is
even
developing them.
me, I overestimated what
But
you guys are
you know
capable
what it is,
of.
Tom? I didn't have you. I didn't back you to get top 4. Top
No,
5.
nor did I, by the
Oh,
way.
well, no, I think maybe I had you 5th. I can't remember
I wanted
exactly.
7th, genuinely.
But Chelsea fans were
Yeah, I know,
telling
I know.
us
No, I know,
that
I know.
that brilliant recruitment. Look at these
To be
great
fair-
young players.
yeah, but to
We
be
got
fair-
Modric over Arsenal, Enzo,
but
brilliant.
Neeks, mate.
We got Casado over
Neeks, mate.
Liverpool.
I
They
was
told
saying it.
us that you got the best young players in the world.
They were wrong. I said at the time, people saying we were going for top 4 were out of their minds. Because I'm sorry, there was no way we were going to get consistent enough to a level where we are able to compete. It's not possible. It wasn't ever going to happen. And the fact that people inflated these expectations has meant that the scandal when we don't win the games gets
But
even
how are they
worse.
inflated?
10th is. I don't care what you predicted. 10th is mad because nobody predicted
Yeah,
10th.
but this is not even halfway into the season.
It's not. But can you see? Do you
Yes.
see it getting much better?
Yes.
Do you
than
think
I can
you're
see it
better
getting-
off now than you were a year ago?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do. This
I
time
mean, a
last
year
year,
ago it
we
was
were about
bad,
8th
bro.
going
It
into the World Cup, and we were on a downward trend.
Yeah.
But you're
I still
10th
think we
now.
are
How
broadly...
can it be better, bro?
We're
It can't
broadly
be.
on an upward trend, I think.
Broadly 3-0 down.
Yeah, we're going to lose games.
Neeks is free.
Okay,
I can't believe we're
okay,
3-0 down
okay,
to Bournemouth.
Okay,
Bournemouth have never won at Old Trafford,
okay.
says Ian.
Okay, let me give some more things, right? We didn't beat any of the big
We
six
said more
last
excuses,
season.
so go
We
on.
didn't beat any of the big 6 last season. We have this season.
Are you beat any of the bottom 6 this season?
Yes, we beat Luton at home, mate. So don't you give me that, all right? We lost to Brighton last year. We beat Brighton this year. We are.
You lost to
the
Man
thing
United.
Is, I genuinely think
Lost to Man
people
United.
underestimate how bad we were last year. We were dreadful. I mean, genuinely, it was always going to be a long road back. And people telling me how we came 10th under Mourinho to then win the league under Conte, it couldn't be a more different situation to that. I genuinely believed any form of Europe this year was the goal. And then next year is when we start looking at top 4. The issue is we might be 10th now, but a good run of form and we are into that top 7. But genuinely, that would be... We're in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. I know we got Newcastle, very tough game, but they've had Europe. Suddenly, right? We win a few... I think we have the easiest run of fixtures for the next...
All right, let me ask you a question.
Let
me ask you a question.
Yeah,
and there's a question that was asked about Man City earlier, which obviously we dismissed.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Are Chelsea in a crisis?
No. I think our fans are making it into a crisis.
No, this isn't a crisis.
Everything that you said, it can be argued. But that question is very direct.
Okay,
I think
what needs to happen?
Christ, I'm not saying sack the manager.
Our fans are making it into a crisis.
No, Tom. What needs to happen on the pitch and off it? Because we know it's a bit of a circus. But what needs to happen for you to go? Yeah, this is a crisis.
I think we have to be in a worse off or a position as per last year, right? I want to see, if we're losing every game, I'm not seeing any improvement from anybody, then I might say that. But the thing is, we've lost one game to United, but we beat Brighton the game before. It is at a point where it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back.
The performance
3
was
points,
awful.
3 points, mate. You barely beat Palace, but it's 2-1. You won the game.
We're top of the league.
Doesn't matter. You barely won a game, but
Tom, these are your most recent results.
Arsenal barely beat Luton.
Tom,
Everton would have won more than you, bro. I'll keep going back.
Good for them. Congrats to them, man. I don't know what to say to that.
Tom, your recent results. Obviously, you drew 2-2 with Arsenal. Great win. I mean, draw. So.
No, then
you lost to Brentford the next game.
That's how we've been.
You beat Chelsea. Get a draw with Man City. Great result. Oh, sorry, you beat Spurs. Get a draw with Man City.
Spurs, draw with Man City.
Then get battered by Newcastle.
Yeah, that was.
Then you beat Brighton, and then we lose. And then you get just be honest. You lost 2-1 to United, but if we had anything about us,
it should have been 5-1.
You're right. So the 2-1 it was a 2-1 battering. It was a 2-1 battering. What you guys
forget is after those first 6 games last season, we were losing. It wasn't win-loss. It was loss.
But if you remember, there's part of that is okay, and people gave the Potter reasoning. As a manager, first big job, etc.
That wasn't.
No, some people said it.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Now Pochettino's been brought in, who's got experience in this league. He's experienced in even managing big players and young players. So whatever you bring out Chelsea, he's got that experience. So the expectation of him versus Potter is higher. Yet the position you're in is, give or take, a similar position.
I feel we are. I believe we can go on a good run of form. Last season, it was just a death spiral. No, because this season we are putting in performances. Last season we weren't.
Good spells.
Do you think we would have got a draw with Man City last year? Do you think we were in a position to beat Arsenal before we just throw it away like that? It's not Poch's fault Robert Sanchez decides to pass it straight to Declan Rice.
Is that an improvement to you?
It's an improvement on last season, yeah.
Man. But last season being the base is just crazy.
Are you asking me whether it's good enough? No. But is it an improvement?
I think you're in a crisis.
If it's not good enough then, I feel like you've contradicted yourself. You're saying it's not good enough, but you're also saying you're happy to kind of linger in 10th because it takes time.
Right?
You just said it's not good enough. For the money you spent, it is not good enough.
It's not good enough, but we were at disaster panic territory last season. And now it's going up to still subpar, but less subpar than last season.
But last season being the base is already a crazy analysis because that was terrible. So you can't. You have to use the standards of Chelsea as the base rather than last season because last season was an aberration.
Let me put it.
I think that's easy. It's so easy to use last season because it was so bad.
Yeah, but that's because it was this squad, this ownership. Let me put it this way: do you guys genuinely think that Chelsea will improve if we tear up Pochettino's contract and bring in somebody else now?
No. But I think you.
So why are you telling me I should be? I'm not saying crying for him to get sacked.
I'm not saying you should know. But I actually started by saying I don't think he should be sacked. But you can't dismiss the mistakes that he's made this season before the Man United.
Has he made this season?
It's not the first time he's played Colwell at left back. It's
And
not,
we've won games with him at
but he's
left-back.
not a left back, and you've also lost games and seen
What,
the
and you'd
faults.
rather- okay,
You've seen the
yeah,
faults of
sure,
him at left back.
Sure, but
It's
if we play Cucurella at left back, you guys will tell me Cucurella.
It's not the first.
She's appalling.
It's not the
So-
first time that he's.
Yes, Bruno's missing the next match at Anfield. Gets a yellow card 83
Told you.
minutes.
No,
in. Why am I
Yeah, but I'm wondering
3-0
why you're
down,
celebrating. I feel like you want him to be there for the battering.
I did.
Yeah, so that's why I'm wondering what you were celebrating.
That's appalling at 3-0 down. By the
And to
way,
be
but
honest, I'm not sure
besides
what he
that.
got the yellow card for, but
Probably
Yeah,
deserved it.
but
Whatever it was.
what was gonna, I didn't want to say at the beginning of the game when you lot said it, but what I was thinking was that, what's his name? Ten Hag was gonna go in with, if everyone was fit and Bruno was available, he would have Amrabat, McTominay, and Bruno, which midfield is gonna get absolutely run through.
Wow.
Something had to change in that midfield for us to even, I won't say have a chance because we're not going to beat Liverpool, but just not get battered. Something more defensive. So with Bruno being out, he's going to have to play Kobe Mainoo, surely. Which means that at least now you're going to have Amrabat, Kobe as a bit more solid, and McTominay maybe making those later rounds from 10. Yeah, we're not going to win. But I hope we ain't going to lose 7-0.
10.
Might be 8 this time, mate.
Because he's very stubborn with this midfield. It's not even a pivot. It's a one man trying to marshal the midfield, and it ain't worked all season.
Well, what's the score down, mate?
We're in a listen.
You stuttered there.
Chelsea question now.
That's all
Ask me a Chelsea
I was
question.
gonna say it.
Go on, Tom.
We are on the precipice of a crisis.
Yeah, but
And I can admit that sitting in sixth.
This time next
But
week,
I said-
If we get knocked out of
Yeah,
Champions
sure.
League, which we probably will, and if we get battered by Liverpool, which we probably will, there and then,
that's the crisis.
that's a crisis.
Does that narrative
That is
help
where you're
you?
like, decisions need to be made. For whatever it is, decisions need to be made. Ownership needs to change. Players come out to January, players need to be
Manager.
sold. All those things are coming to question. And that's us sitting in
Does
sixth.
that help the team though?
It's not about what help. We're in. I'm not saying they need to be sacked, but if this week goes in the way that it started and it finishes like this, we are in a crisis, and we're sitting in a European
And
position.
you're not in
Come
a
on,
crisis,
man.
and you're 4 places
you gotta be
lower
on
than
Our
this,
that,
starting spot
which
was
is
a
a
lot lower
crisis.
than yours.
Say that again.
Our expectations are like. I don't know why people are
struggling
saying
with
that we expected any better, like a lot better than this.
I
Okay, I
expected
expected
at
about
least
7.
top 5.
I expected
mate.
about 7.
No, at least top 5.
Why did you think we were going to go
Wait,
from,
Why
from
not?
12th to
You
the
just
Champions
brought in
League?
Cole Palmer, right? Who won the treble
brilliant,
last
yeah.
season, and you're expecting with a team who he's probably been
brilliant,
your best
yeah,
player
he's
this
brilliant,
season, and you're expecting 7th with him.
But is he meant to just gel with his teammates within?
Yeah,
Yeah,
half a
because
year?
he's played hella Premier League games.
He's played maybe 12 Premier League
Okay,
games.
but he's
Well, catch the ball. It wasn't even a back pass.
Thank you, Renata, mate.
I see that
Check
in
his bank
Sunday
account.
League.
Thank you.
And
Renata.
I scream my nephew's Sunday League team. I scream at their keeper like, pick up the ball. It's not a back pass. Pick up the ball.
This is unreal. Anyway, it's 1-1 still at the Amex. 91 minutes gone there. Again, 8 minutes added on
called a
there
draw in that,
at
too.
Amex. What did I say for that? I think I said 3-1 Brighton, potentially. Super chat here from Garbo. The panel are too funny. Poor Chelsea dude is living in delusion, whilst the Man United dude doesn't realise his club has been in a crisis for the last 5 to 6 years.
Can I find
Beautiful super
of course.
chat.
We're in a
I'll
crisis in
respond
the
to
grand
that,
scheme
though.
of things,
I'll
but I'm
respond to
talking
that
about this season.
genuinely.
Go on.
Anybody who expected us to get top 5, in my opinion, is delusional. We were in dire straits at the start of this season. This season was meant
still
to be
are.
rebuilding.
At what point?
We are
anyway,
in a
I'm not going to ask the same
stronger
question 10 times. Like, fuck
Did
it.
you watch us win the Premier League Summer Series and go, this team's good enough for top 4?
No,
'Cause
I
that's
watched your
what
bank
I'm
account
feeling
get
at.
rinsed and everyone else's grow.
Are you still
and
sad over Caicedo, my friend?
No, clearly not.
You could
What do you think I'd want him? Over Endo? You must be crazy. out here, man. And Lavia, where's he at?
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
I guess the whole point is
That and Conquer guys.
I'm prepared to accept pain to get to
More
where
pain. Oh,
we want to be. And
How much more pain? When will it stop?
it's hard, man. It's hard.
We
it's
have
hard.
to suffer. When
It's
will it
hard, but the
stop?
point is that
We're into added time.
there's no
end the
other
game,
choice.
man.
Silliness,
We
man.
have
Blow
no
up
choice. We have no choice but to look. Let's get the end of the season. Let's see what happens. And we have no choice because if people think sacking a coach is going to improve things, fine, but it won't. The way that this team is going to improve is by just letting them make mistakes.
Getting rid of youth man
How many mistakes can you make?
Well,
we're going around in circles.
Anyway, stop.
Ask the man that hired Roy Hodgson at Liverpool, mate.
Stop. Giovanni Lopez says, before the Chelsea game, you guys were Eric Ten Hag out. Shush.
I mean, I'm not Eric Ten Hag.
I think that's ridiculous.
But the super chat is right in the sense of there's a lot of Man United fans.
Crazy.
I wouldn't. It's hard to gauge, but there's enough Man United fans that I've seen or heard who are Ten Hag.
I accept that. Yeah.
But
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Because I don't believe I know the issues as the previous super chat said. This issue that Man United been going on for a decade, longer to be honest. Fergie covered over a lot of it. Ten Hag, like I've mentioned a number of times on this stream alone, he has to take responsibility. I can't say this is our worst performance of the season, but I can't say.
You say that every week.
No,
worse than Copenhagen,
anyway,
Galatasaray.
But the point is, I can't say, oh, this is the first game that's his fault. We've lost. I think maybe in the 6 games in the league. And I saw the players until the worst. No, he's putting these players out. He's doing the tactics. He's doing the coaching. He has to take a big chunk of the blame. It doesn't mean therefore he has to be sacked, but it means that he has to take responsibility for what he's done, and he has to make changes to make sure. Oh my God!
I'll rephrase.
And this is the point.
Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 4. On the Saturday football show,
You deserve that, Nick.
He has stopped talking now.
You had that coming, my friend.
But I'm telling you that Ten Hag is at fault.
Are you Ten Hag out now?
No.
I will change
4-0 defeat.
I will change my words.
Oh my God! No. This isn't being spoken about enough. It's 4-0 to Bournemouth. They never won away at Old Trafford.
Despicable.
And they're winning 4-0 away at Old Trafford. I do not believe what I do, but I don't at the same time.
This
4-0.
performance,
This has got to go down as
shall I say, the
worst
midweek performance.
Ten Hag game ever.
Dango.
Pepe says, panel hella dumb, expecting Chelsea to just glue together with a new manager and get in top 5. Using Cole Palmer as an example. Stop waffling, bro.
I would never call you guys dumb, because that's not very nice.
That was your super chat. I saw you send that from your phone.
But the person that said that, thanks for backing me up, pal. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to see the other comments.
I'm sure, but they're wrong.
Anfield next, AGT question mark, says Dens. Yes, you're right, my friend. Talk to me about what's actually happening here. Don't do it.
I can see it happening.
It's Maguire. Oh my!
It's just a comedy of errors, isn't it?
It's comedy.
Little 3-0 going to make Ten Hag in and 4-0 Ten Hag out.
It will be checked by VAR though. Utara's goal will be checked by VAR.
Look at him.
It's not a foul on Maguire if that's what they're checking.
Oh my
That journey
word!
back to Bournemouth will be the best of their lives.
It's
these fans,
just
honestly.
incredible. Will the goal stand? Latest from Bramall Lane. It looks like Chris Wilder effect is taking effect. There's 1 second to go in this one at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United 1, Brentford 0. I have to say I'm happy for Chris Wilder and Sheffield United. And they will probably get the 3 points now at home to Brentford, which was a tough game on paper. But it's a great result for them.
It's a handball.
Will the goal be disallowed? Yes, it will be disallowed.
I mean,
it will. Luckily, Maguire, lucky boy.
What's that goal?
What's it for, though?
Handball, I think.
Handball, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Doesn't look
once
like
it
a
hits his hand in the...
It bounces up.
yeah, that's the last one.
Is
I
it
don't
clear?
know. I don't think.
Is it
I think
clear
you've
and
got away
obvious?
with one there.
That'll be why.
Is it clear and obvious arm in an unnatural position?
No, it's not bad on that.
That'll be why, though.
If the attacking player scores the goal and he's hit his hand with it intentional, if he passed it, then it'll be given because it wasn't intentional. But because he scored it, disallowed it. But I mean, what does it mean? We're 3-0.
Don't worry, this United Bournemouth game
Ten
is
Hag
just
in
a
now. You were
simulation.
Ten Hag out.
It's not, mate. It's real life. It's the cold, harsh reality, my friend. Finish is at Stoke, Sheffield Wednesday with a really super late winner to take all 3 points out the Britannia or the Bet365 Stadium, whatever you want to call it now. 3-0 is still bad though, says Mr. A. Old Trafford empty. We heard about Gary Neville talking about how the most disgusting and effing unforgivable thing you can do in football is leaking information. And it's not just leaking in the roof at Old Trafford today, it's leaking goals again. And this is maybe the worst Ten Hag performance ever at United.
I don't know. There's a few to choose
There's
from.
a few, yeah.
Like the Anfield one is
Liverpool
horrible.
one,
There's a few to choose from.
But this one at home, Bournemouth never winning before at Old Trafford, and they're going to take all
The
3
Liverpool one
points
definitely
today.
feels it hurts more because
Yeah,
it's Liverpool,
it's
and obviously
Liverpool,
7.
Yeah.
I think that still has to. I think that still has to be the worst. Yeah. I
Quick
know
one.
Bournemouth are.
Another goal from Jude Bellingham today.
Yes,
but it was
you're right.
1-1 now, I believe. in
Real
Who they
Madrid.
playing? Betis.
Betis
away.
away, yeah.
Yeah, 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, let's have a look.
Bellingham
It
is
was
just
Bellingham after 53
insane.
minutes, but Rubial scores on 66 minutes. There's only 5 of normal time to go in that one. Will we see another late Jude Bellingham victory in that game?
Full-time Sheffield.
Full time. Chris Wilder gets the 3 points. The new bounce took a game to bounce. Yeah, I'll give him a clap.
Real men are back in style.
He's been
Big 3 points that for Sheffield United as a defeat for Brentford. And look at this, it's a point on the road for Steve Cooper. He stopped the rot. It's a big point actually away at Wolves, and it's Toffolo with that goal that gets them the point, and they go back to Nottingham, and they'll be relatively happy with that, won't they, Tom?
Well, it's arrested the slide, hasn't it? But we'll see whether they can maybe string some form together. But
well done, Stevie Coops.
I like it.
I'm a celebrity. Get
He's
me
a
out
great
of here, man.
coach.
End the stream, man.
He's
End
a
the
great coach,
stream.
Stevie Coops.
So that's
I really
2
like him.
results in the bank. We're waiting for... it is full time now at Old Trafford. It's finally finished. I've just seen Neeks looking at his watch. Just to round off for you what this defeat again now means. That's 11 defeats in 23 games for United this season in all comps.
How much in the league?
And it's probably 6 or 7 in the league. It's got to be at 6. It has to be. It has to be. But next up for Manchester United, Bayern Munich. And then after that, it's Liverpool at Anfield this next Sunday, I should say. So,
You didn't get beat by as
7
many as
defeats.
mine.
7 defeats.
7 defeats
Yeah, because
in the
9
Prem now.
wins, 7 defeats, 27 points. That's mad.
That's
7
absolutely
defeats.
mental,
Oh,
my friend. It's absolutely mental. We are still
God for the
awaiting
wins. I was going to say, thank God for the
the
wins.
full-time result at
At the Amex.
at
it's
the Amex.
full-time now
Is
as
it
well.
full-time?
Yes.
Yeah, it is full-time. It's 1-0, and that's your lot. Crystal Palace 1, Liverpool 2, full-time from earlier. Brighton 1, Burnley 1, Manchester United 0, Bournemouth 3. The only man to predict a Bournemouth win. This man right next to me. He also
Come
predicted
on.
a Dominic Solanke 4th-minute goal in that game. What's the lot?
Actually, Jason just texted me that as well, saying your salary numbers. I'm like, yo, it only applies to football. Sorry.
Unbelievable. And
Who predicted a Brighton draw? Who's the only person to predict a
yeah,
Brighton draw?
well done, my
today?
friend. Also, me and Fuad
Didn't predict a
between
Chelsea
us
crisis, did
are
you?
the winners of the last man standing on DR Sports. That's another spot.
Come on.
Congrats,
Oh, wait,
guys.
If
come
you
on.
have
Was
not
that-
paid,
when did you win
if
it?
you're a DR Sports presenter / production member and you have not paid the £10,
We
yet,
will be coming like bailiffs, trust me.
trust me. You don't want 2 6-foot+ dons rocking up, knocking
Trust me.
And then Fuad and
Heavy duty.
AGT come behind.
I like that.
on. You coming with us? I'll cut you in, man.
The £10 collectors.
Debt collectors, guys.
There's
If
no
you can't
3-point
pay,
collectors. It's £10.
we take it away.
Trust me. Trust me.
Jason, I'm looking at you, you sausage. Forget texting Fuad. Run up the
That's
money.
why he wants
yeah?
a lottery money to pay for your bloody...
tables.
Honestly.
Things will go missing around the
I
studio.
know the codes in here. I can just take what I want.
Might have a party in here.
Free for all, innit? Yeah.
But there you go. What a show it's been. United in the mud. One more super chat from Jacob. Says, I hate United with a passion. You never walk alone.
I hate Man United with a passion, so you join me on that one, mate. I hate
Neeks
this
in
team.
the mud,
I hate
mate.
this
And I will see you next week, my friend. Don't go
I love
anywhere, my friend. Huh? We'll be back. Right.
Can we
been a
stay
great
on
show.
and just
It's
talk
been a
about Man
great show.
United, please?
Listen, you're losing to Everton soon, so
That's tomorrow, mate.
Get some rest. Go home and get some rest.
mate.
Go home and get some rest, Tom, because
Yeah, but
tomorrow
till then, mate,
we're gonna get a good working over. And I said what I
Yeah,
had to
we'll
say.
see. One more super chat from Lee says, big up to Bournemouth, Eric Ten Hag, Hag. And then Zizou says, United are the undercard in a UFC match, sacked in the morning. There you go. I've been AGT. This has been the Saturday Football Show on DR Sports. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you all the goals as they happen live. Myself and Fuad, very grateful, as are Tom and Neeks, who probably needs a lie down and a strong drink to get through the journey home. Take care. We'll see you again. United firmly in the mud. Let's finish on his face if we can. Just this bit and
Oh, blood, he's offside. He's got to be, blood. No, why? Why? Oh, these man unbelievable, bruv. Oh, my days, fam. I swear to God.
Boys, don't sleep on Spurs. All of you said naive. Angie's naive. You're going to get found out. No, my friends. It is bravery. It is heart. It is spirit. It is togetherness. It is teamwork.
Abby Summers, you're live on my channel right now. Check in on all my friends. They've told me I have to do mental health checks. How are you? Abby Summers, I'm shocked.
coming to your game on
Abby
Tuesday,
Summers,
and I can't wait to see Harry Kane put 5 past you.
Abby Winter, I'm very shocked at this behaviour. I'm calling in as a concerned friend. I knew you didn't look well in the last, I saw you right. I don't know if this anger and this toxicity is towards the manager in the high line.
Blood, Jared Bowen, bruv.
Abby, are you okay? Toes, are you okay? Are you okay, Exy? Abby, are you okay? Are you okay? Jared Bowen! Jared, are you okay? Are you okay? I know you're losing, Abby. Committed to the high line, and it's losing. Still losing, Abby. No winning like 5 games, and it's hurting. I know it's hurting, Abby. Look at me in the eye. Wanna talk to you, cause I'm talking to Abby. Is it hurting, Abby?
It is spirit. It is togetherness.
Is it hurting, Toby? Is it hurting, Fuad? Who?
No.
Who?
No.
Is it hurting, Toby? Is it hurting, Exy?
Believable.
Who?